Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Lost. We've missed you. It's been so long.
So long.
Days, as a matter of fact.
God, I don't know how I can live without our audience. I feel like I've been alone in the desert, trying to find my way home. I got
programmed,
buried up to my waist in sand. And then I'm not sure.
Inside you.
I'm not sure who found me. It was either a red robot or a black guy, but somebody did.
Oh, mysteries of the future and the past.
Yeah, we'll never know, really. Yeah, so welcome to part 2 of our fact-checking the Legacy Collection's bios.
There was never any question but that we would be doing this for 6 hours.
Oh yeah,
Never.
Oh yeah. I don't know how we imagined that it would be a regular video. Look how many characters this is. 9, 18,
beautiful,
27, isn't it? 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35. Those are the same ones. 36, 37. Same as new. 38, 39? 39 boxes? Is that the...
This was always going to be hours upon hours upon hours.
And we stopped right on the box dead in the center. So at least we're managing our time equally across each character.
Yeah. In as much as we ever are capable of managing time, yes.
Yes. But let's get back into it.
Hell yes.
Oh hey, they have Scorpion's Lair as a stage.
This is appropriate.
Yeah. I kind of wish those pillars at the back were more purple. That's something they get wrong every time they redo Scorpion's Lair.
Yeah, that hint of darkness is often.
Yeah, the weird lighting is what made that stage interesting. When you just make everything orange, it becomes a really boring location.
Hell is not just fiery, but so dark.
It is believed that Quan Chi was originally a free-roaming sorcerer who aided the fallen Elder God Shinnok in exchange for power and knowledge. As befitting the right hand of Netherrealm's ruler, he is duplicitous and scheming, turning enemies into allies, all in the name of freeing Shinnok from his imprisonment. That's right so far. I don't know why you'd say it is believed that he was original, because he is currently. That's all true.
Sorcerer.
We believe it because it's true.
This is some of the. This is it's a little bit of mystical sounding gobbledygook that serves no actual purpose.
This is how they used to word things back in the old games, just to fuck with us.
You could just start this whole thing as a free roaming sorcerer and it'd be fine.
Ooh, mysterious. Okay. Quan Chi hires both Scorpion and Sub-Zero to steal the map of elements. When Sub-Zero succeeds, the sorcerer reveals he slaughtered Scorpion's clan, the Shirai Ryu, as payment. Quan Chi then sends Sub-Zero to steal an artifact from the Temple of Elements. Once Sub-Zero acquires the item, Quan Chi reveals it to be Shinnok's amulet and gloats about his master's return before leaving for the Netherrealm. He soon learns that Sub-Zero pursued him to retrieve the amulet. The two battle, only for Quan Chi to be betrayed and knocked out by Serena. I think... Okay, there are 2 times Serena is mentioned in here. There's this, and there's one in Shinnok's section. Serena could have gotten a bio, I think, maybe, you know? She's in Mythology, she's in the Deadly Alliance arcade games that are, like, I don't know, you say the cutoff point is the arcade version of 4. Does Mythologies not count? That's before the cutoff point.
It gets more here than Chameleon does, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, here's my question. I know the N64 version of Trilogy is not in the collection. Does that really mean female Chameleon doesn't deserve a bio?
Annoying, isn't it?
I don't know, man. I can see how the debate landed. I don't even know if there was a debate. Maybe they never talked about it in Digital Eclipse. Maybe they didn't care. Just cover the characters that are in the collection. But I would have debated. And I would have argued that she deserves a bio, even if her game's not in. Because there's stuff in this collection that's not in this collection. Anyway. After retrieving Shinnok's amulet, Quan Chi has second thoughts about giving it to his master. He chooses instead to deliver to him a fake. That happened back in Mythologies. With Tanya's assistance, Quan Chi arrives in Edenia posing as a refugee, opening a portal for Shinnok and his forces to enter and conquer the realm. Learning of the Earthrealm warrior's arrival, Quan Chi recruits Scorpion to protect him from Sub-Zero, arriving at their confrontation to find that Sub-Zero had turned Scorpion against him. Quan Chi reveals his role in killing Scorpion's family, at which point Scorpion grabs Quan Chi and drags the sorcerer back with him to the Netherrealm. That's all correct. That's right.
Again, could have started this block with Tanya's assistance.
Well, they do have to talk about the fake amulet, don't they?
They do.
Because
and the fact that the fake is revealed in MK4, but you're right in saying that this is something that happened after Mythologies.
Well, this is actually, there's a confusing thing about MK4 where, okay, so
there are many confusing things about MK4.
It is established in Mythologies that Shinnok cannot leave the Netherrealm without his amulet. Like, the Elder Gods have put a force field up. He can't walk through a portal without his amulet, because his amulet has the power of an Elder God. It would let him defy the other Elder Gods. So, when Tanya gets Sindel to invite the quote-unquote refugees to Edenia, and it turns out to be Shinnok, the only way that it's possible for Shinnok to walk through that portal is if the amulet is around him. Meaning, which it is, because Quan Chi has the real one, and there's a fake one at the Temple of Elements being guarded. But here's the thing. Shinnok knows he needs his amulet. Okay, Quan Chi's not just going to tell him, hey, you know how you can't escape without your amulet? That's actually a lie. I could get you into Edenia without it. That doesn't make sense. What has to have happened is that he attacked the Temple of Elements after MK3 to re-steal the fake amulet and give it to Shinnok.
Or there were two fake amulets.
Maybe. I think
he's counterfeiting them down.
Well, let's be clear. So, MK4 never says anything about Shinnok being given the amulet back again. But in the attract mode, there's a screenshot of Shinnok holding a staff with his amulet on it. So he does have his amulet during the game, or at least he thinks he does. It's the fake. The other thing is that in the MK4 comic, like the first scene in the comic is Kuai Liang is he's visiting the Temple of Elements because he wants to apologize to Fujin and the other gods for that time his brother beat them up. But when he goes to the temple, he finds it abandoned. The Fujin and the other gods aren't there because they're busy fighting Shinnok's forces. He doesn't know that yet, but that's what's going on. So if the temple is empty, Quan Chi could have just got back in and grabbed the fake and given it to Shinnok, right?
Possibly.
The game never says that, though. That's why it's fucking confusing. Shinnok must have had the fake amulet during 4, but the game never says that he does.
I believe the sentence that he uses is, years ago, I delivered to you an exact duplicate while I retained the original.
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm just gonna, for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna assume he has a counterfeit operation set up down there.
He's printing multiple fake amulets. He's just souvenirs. He's got a stand in Necros where he's selling them for $10 a pop.
Hey, Oni, would you like to buy an amulet? All right.
That amulet's not worth the bronze it's molded from.
Gold ingots.
It's not even gold. Sub-Zero says it's bronze in Mythologies. It's not even gold.
Oh, while we're talking about the damn thing,
okay,
I'd like to say that I really appreciate, because to my knowledge, one little bit of artwork that's never been given to us before this collection is this really nice close-up of Shinnok's amulet's design.
Oh, I have seen that on Tobias's Twitter.
I had missed it then. This was the first time I saw it, and I was...
Yeah, I have it
Kitty
saved in
is a
my
little
hard drive
schoolgirl.
because he posted it on Twitter a few years ago.
It's so nice.
There are some a couple of pieces of MK4 concept art that we've never seen before that are in this collection. One of them is Liu Kang, and one of them is like a weird blurry close-up on just Kai's head, like they're both pencil drawings.
It's just Kai's head, like the rest of the body down is being covered.
It feels like Tobias is sitting on a secret trove of MK4 concept art and just refusing to give us the full...
I was going to say the exact same thing. Like, these things are plainly being guarded under lock and key.
Yeah, why the MK4 line art? What's so precious about that you can't show us all of it?
Raiden.
Yes. And he's an MK1 character, so they put him in an MK1 stage. The Protector God of Earthrealm, Raiden has earned the rancor of both the fallen Elder God Shinnok and the Outworld Emperor Shao Kahn. Normally bound not to interfere in the Mortal Kombat tournament, Raiden takes part at Shang Tsung's invitation and comes to mentor Liu Kang as his chosen champion of Earthrealm.
Okay, so, number one, props for using the word rancor. I feel like, in a sentence, I feel like Star Wars has just adopted and stolen that word for exclusive use.
It is, in fact, a real word in the dictionary.
It's nice to actually see it used.
Not just a weird monster in Jabba's palace. It's actually a word. So yeah, he did, in fact, compete in the MK1 tournament, just to be clear.
And he is, I am willing to let all of my, objections to that go, because, it is there.
As I have pointed out before, they've never actually printed a retcon of that in text. It's remained to this day. He is a mentor, but he also fought in the bracket.
Well, I like that this specifically says, in regards to, MK1, that he's here to mentor Liu.
Yes, he does both things.
So,
he does both things.
Let's keep going.
Mythologies. Upon learning that Shinnok's amulet has been stolen from the Temple of Elements, Raiden confronts Sub-Zero and explains that if Shinnok were to return, all of creation would be in peril. He creates a portal to allow Sub-Zero to travel to the Netherrealm and retrieve the amulet. Upon his return, Sub-Zero asks Raiden if his soul is truly tainted by evil. Raiden says it is, but tells Sub-Zero that only the ninja himself can change that. And then Sub-Zero would die before he could change that.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Too legit to quit.
Krypton had its chance.
It did. Fuck him.
Mortal Kombat 1. Shang Tsung invites Raiden to compete in the tournament. Angered by the sorcerer's arrogance, he agrees. As Raiden competes in the tournament, he notes Liu Kang's skill and mentors him. After Liu Kang defeats Shang Tsung and the island collapses, Raiden creates a portal so the others may escape. Again, the portal was just for Johnny, but okay.
We should have squint and say Liu Kang also got out that way too, or I don't know. It happens off pattern.
So here's the thing. There is a boat sitting at the dock. Shang Tsung has a boat. Also, you see, we're looking at all these mugs in the background right now. You see all those guys?
Yep.
All of those guys are from the Shaolin Temple. They have come to spectate in an official capacity because the Shaolin used to run the tournament before Shang stole it from them.
They gotta get home somehow.
They've gotta get home somehow. I have always believed that although Raiden carried Johnny out through a portal, Raiden specifically tells Johnny Liu Kang has already escaped. He's gotten off the island. Liu got his Shaolin brothers on a boat, okay? And sailed the nether ship, Shang's nether ship. That's how he got home from the tournament.
Some time has to have passed in order for Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn to make their schemes and send a bunch of Tarkatans to mess up the temple. Liu Kang has to arrive to find them all dead.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
So, after Shang Tsung challenges Liu Kang to a final winner-takes-all tournament, Raiden cautions Liu Kang and his fellow warriors that the Elder Gods would not look favorably upon a refusal. Once the mortals agree to compete, Raiden transports them all to Outworld. Upon Shao Kahn's defeat at Liu Kang's hands, Raiden opens a portal back to Earthrealm, allowing the victorious comrades to return home. Did Raiden open a portal, or did they just go through the portal that was already there? You know, in the portal stage. I kind of figured they used the portal stage.
I kind of figured they used the portal stage too. Yes.
I feel like during the tournament, that thing was just sitting open, and the other end leads to, like, the Shaolin Temple or someplace. I mean, that's how it works in Shaolin Monks, but that's not a canon game. I don't know.
There's another little detail where John Tobias has said on Twitter that the end of MK2 also has the revelation that, you know, Shao Kahn's like, haha, I'm going to invade, you've rules. Da, da,
yeah,
da.
That's the thing, like...
And it isn't so much that, like, the tournament concludes successfully, it's that they also have to run for their lives back home.
Yeah, there is like a...
That
See that weird block flashing?
Yes, I did. That was odd.
That is odd. That happens sometimes. I don't know what that is. Report that glitch, guys.
Needs to be patched.
This timeline section never mentions it, but canonically, several of the Earthrealm heroes knew Khan was gonna invade and were trying to prepare for it before MK3 started. And you can see, like, if you read their bios, like Liu Kang's I think Liu Kang and Kung Lao's stuff mentions them trying to prepare. Jax and Sonya's stuff definitely mentions them trying to prepare. That's the reason that they, like, met with their superiors at the Pentagon, and their superiors were, like, didn't believe in Outworld, and so they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna get bionic arms, then I'm just gonna do my own thing.
The opening and the attract mode of MK3 is, like, you know, after escaping from Outworld.
Yeah.
It's not a happy ending where they just beat Shao Kahn and they go home triumphant. Like, they're going home scared shitless.
Yeah, they had to run. But yeah, them knowing the invasion is coming is not what these blocks of text in the timeline say. There are a few characters where they say they were caught by surprise by Khan's invasion, and that's not technically true. Anyway. After Shang Tsung challenges Liu Kang to a final winner-takes-all tournament, Raiden cautions Liu Kang and his fellow warriors that the Elder Gods would not look favorably upon a refusal.
I think we've already read this whole thing.
Did I accidentally click back at some point?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Fat-fingered the controller.
They ran home.
It's fine. While he keeps vigil, waiting for Shao Kahn's next move, Raiden is caught by surprise when Shao Kahn opens the portal to Earth under the auspices of reclaiming his queen. As Shao Kahn strips the planet of human life, Raiden uses his power to protect his chosen warriors so that they can fight against the Emperor. Once Raiden appears to every warrior to direct them to join forces, he finds he can no longer interfere due to Shao Kahn's intent to merge realms. Now, this is a little off.
This is...
Because Trilogy...
It's the MK3... That's a summary of his MK3
yes,
activities.
that's what he does in Vanilla 3. Trilogy adds more to the end. As Raiden's sworn protector, Raiden finds himself banished in the merger between Earth and Outworld. The Thunder God transforms himself into a mortal warrior in order to exist once again on Earth and fight on the side of his human comrades, this time risking his place in the pantheon of gods and giving up his own immortality. Which, technically, this is the third time that he's done this, but...
I've explained my problems with it already.
Yeah.
But this particular bio is the basis for his entire MK Annihilation character arc.
Yes.
And I've always appreciated that because this is one of the few rare good character moments the guy gets.
Yeah. It's also what he does in the Battle of the Realms cartoon movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, they forgot to tack on at the end that he becomes immortal so that he can circumvent not being allowed to interfere.
Enough room for one more sentence there.
Yeah, come on, man. Also, Raiden uses his power to protect his chosen warriors. So, MK3 never actually says who protected the souls of the chosen ones so that they could fight back against Khan instead of being killed when everybody else on the planet's souls are stolen. I tend to assume that Raiden asked the Elder Gods, come on, give me something. And they're like, we're all about a fair fight, so we will allow the humans one chance to save their world. We will prevent their souls from being stolen.
I take it that way too. It's like, yes, we know he's cheating. Technically, he's allowed to do what he's doing, but he is cheating. Cheat back a little bit.
Raiden is the god of thunder and lightning. Okay? And I know.
Protecting souls is.
I know that in the NRS era, he casts wizard spells a few times. You know, he heals people's wounds. I hate that, okay? Raiden should not be able to do anything that is not electricity. Protecting souls from being stolen should not be within his power set. That should be something only the Elder Gods can do. That's where I fall on it. But
you're gonna have me referring to Raiden's hat as a wizard hat from now on. I put on my lightning rod and wizard hat.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is open to interpretation, and I have seen people ask, wasn't that Raiden who did that before? And I'm like, no, it was the Elder Gods, because I assume it's the Elder Gods. It makes more sense if it's the Elder Gods, but the game doesn't say precisely. So it's open to interpretation. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 4. After Shinnok invades Edenia and begins his attack on the Elder Gods, Raiden returns to Earthrealm to assist his fellow god Fujin and gather Earthrealm's warriors, including bringing Johnny Cage back to life. He and Fujin depart for the heavens to take on Shinnok's invasion force, sending the Earthrealm warriors to free Edenia. Once Shinnok is banished back to the Netherrealm, Raiden is offered a place among the Elder Gods. He accepts, naming Fujin as his successor. So speaking of things Raiden can and cannot do, I think it actually says in Johnny's bio that Raiden gets the Elder Gods to bring Johnny back, that he doesn't just do that himself. I think.
You can go check right now.
Yeah, I can go check. Yeah. From the heavens. When he learns of Cage, seeks out Raiden to help him restore his deceased soul. And okay, so it doesn't specify. Raiden could have done it himself. Raiden could have asked the Elder Gods, "Hey, we're in a war right now. I got a soldier. Can you help this guy out?" You know,
he won't stop bothering me.
It does
Make
not.
His ghost go away.
It does not say exactly. Could have been Raiden, could have been the Elder Gods doing Raiden a favor. I'm real uncomfortable with him casting fucking wizard spells. He's just Lightning Guy. Just Lightning Guy. Come on now.
It's okay.
Anyway.
That aside, whatever it is, however it happens.
Yeah. Everything else here is correct. Everything's fine. Rising back to the heavens, the Elder Gods. I wish these were video clips instead of pictures.
That is just...
Because I don't want to play the whole ladder just to look at a goofy floating face. But I love that goofy floating face.
This really looks like a clip out of, like, an image modeling posing program. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great. Alright. We have Raid next. Entitled and haughty, the Edenian known as Rain serves Shao Kahn as one of his finest warriors. With fighting ability matched only by his arrogance, he has replaced his Edenian heritage with loyalty to Outworld's Emperor. I love it.
Yeah,
that's a great summary. That's a lovely summary of the character.
You got it all in there, yeah.
We wouldn't learn that Rain's that much of an arrogant dick until later, but come on, he's inseparable from his dickishness.
Yeah.
Why is he on the street?
Well, it's an MK3 stage.
Sure.
Why isn't Kano on the street? Why isn't Cabal on the street?
Yeah.
You know, it's an urban environment. Maybe, I don't know, flavor could be adjusted.
personally, because I associate him with, like, the opening of Ultimate 3 so much, I would have done, like, a background version of the Lost Blue Portal. He's like Bezoris. I would have put him there anyway.
You could do that. I think it would be less interesting to look at than the street is.
Maybe.
Anyway. Rain
is one of the warriors
Shao Kahn
sends to Earth after he scours the planet of human life. Rain's mission is to stop the Chosen Earth warriors at any cost.
And that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah.
2 sentences.
Yeah. I mean, to this day, I still...
Once again, it says trilogy, but it pictures Ultimate. Because he's in both, but he only has a story in one.
Doesn't bother me. Does not bother me. It's fine. I am still convinced to this day that bit in his ending about him talking to Katana and her convincing him to switch sides and him going, I'm gonna go on a suicide mission. I might be back, I might not. We'll see. It's just... He fucked off, man. He fucked off.
Yeah, maybe that did happen. Maybe he told Katana all that stuff, but he just left. He was never gonna fight Shao Kahn.
Never.
And
again, that's headcanon.
See, here's the thing.
I could make up stuff and put it in there. I'd take that and I'd put it in there.
The reason this is, you know, so barren of words is because there really is a giant empty space where we don't know what happens to Rain at the end of Trilogy, and we don't see him again until Deception Armageddon. The thing is, we don't know if his appearance in Deception is even canon because it's a Conquest mode thing. But there's nothing saying it can't be canon. Like, it's not contradicting anything. And what he's doing in Deception is that he's living in Edenia as a fugitive on the run. And Shujinko helps Jade beat him up. That makes sense to me, because, like, what are your options here? Either he continued to work for Shao Kahn, and then he stopped working for him to do his own thing at any random nebulous point between 3 and Armageddon, or you assume that he quit working for Shao Kahn at the end of 3, and then, you know, has been in Edenia ever since. Because he's definitely not working for Shao Kahn in Armageddon, and that's actual story mode stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could have put something in here about him just, like, abandoning the invasion after, like, Katana convinces him. But, like,
you know what I'd like?
He doesn't pick a side, he fucks off. That's the...
I'd actually like it if someone realized that he fucks off, and that's why he's not working under Khan anymore. Someone caught wind of that shit, and now he's a fugitive from Khan's men as well.
Yeah, like, you can't go back if you go AWOL.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
a lot of
like...
assumptions, a lot of headcanon, but it would be fun.
I'm just saying, some acknowledgement of the fact that, like, there are other characters in this section where it makes up what they did at the end of Trilogy. Like, oh, after the invasion, they just went back to Outworld. You could put in here, after the invasion, Rain moves to Edenia. I don't know. You know, he abandons the Emperor and becomes an Edenian fugitive. I don't know.
Something.
You could have.
Reiko.
Yes. Who is in the Goro's lair? I guess that's a 4-stage.
It is a 4-stage.
I feel like there were better options.
Had to put him in the tomb.
Yeah, the fire... They could have made the firewall. I think they do make the firewall.
Huh.
Anyway.
Reiko was a loyal general to Shao Kahn, but now serves Shinnok in the Netherrealm's invasion of Edenia and his master's war against the Elder Gods. It's one sentence.
It is one sentence. That is all we know about Reiko, though.
And yet, I love this because it firmly establishes, I think for the first time in original timeline history, that Reiko did work for Shao Kahn before he died. Whatever that was. Whenever that was.
I mean, the thing is, I'm pretty sure his... You know, those trading card videos that came with Deception and Armageddon, Reiko's Armageddon trading card video did acknowledge that he has worked for both Shao Kahn and Shinnok.
Well, I mean, that could be referencing Deception as well.
Eh.
But this sentence definitively puts it as he did for Khan, now he is for Shinnok.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, that is how
It's,
it has to have been.
And we have, like, you know, MK Conquest, the TV series showing us that, and that does seem to have always been the intention, probably, after we decided, okay, we're not going, like... Well, it was probably always the intention to at least associate them together, Reiko and Khan. Notwithstanding the whole Reiko is Khan bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyhow.
So, once Quan Chi opens the portal between Netherrealm and Edenia, Reiko enters the realm alongside his master Shinnok. From Edenia, he coordinates the attacks of the demonic forces on the heavens. Eventually, he is defeated in battle by Liu Kang and his fellow Earthrealm warriors.
Well...
If it said just by Liu Kang, I would have had a problem with it, because that's making an assumption, but they made it a general thing. Liu and his fellow Earthrealm warriors. That's fine. We don't know who fought Reiko.
They did make it a general thing on multiple levels, because he's coordinating attacks of forces.
Yes.
That's general stuff.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. And then there's this.
A mysterious portal opens before Reiko, and he walks silently through it.
Now here's my question. If there is DLC where they add the home versions of 4, specifically the PSX version, or they add MK Gold, does this get more text? It ought to get more text, right?
It gets one more sentence.
Yeah. There's something on the other side of that mysterious portal, guys.
My question is, if this does get updated with home versions, which, you know, I hope and pray for, please God, give us better MK4 ending pictures. Source them from the FMVs. All I'm saying.
Yeah. These are the pictures from the version of the game that's in the collection.
I had not seen, I swear to you, Razor, I had not seen the original arcade endings in well over 15 years. I had forgotten them.
They use the in-game models.
It's so strange to behold them.
It's a little rough.
I actually might not have seen them since maybe 1998.
I love there's in the documentary content, there's a bit where they talk about those MK4 endings and how they were made out of reusing animations they had already recorded.
It explains so much.
That's why they're so jank.
My Reptile's sitting there like...
They did not have time to mocap the endings, so they just reused fight moves.
It explains all the awkward elbow hand wrist animation.
Yes.
Let's put it to you that way.
Reptile changing his stance back and forth here.
That's a nice, lovely little touch.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay. Reptile is the last of a race of humanoid lizards whose realm was merged into Outworld untold millennia ago. He keeps to the shadows, acting as a personal bodyguard to Shang Tsung. His true name known only to himself, he serves Shao Kahn in the vain hope that the Emperor will restore his people.
It is a vain hope indeed. Now we are referencing the fact that he does have a real name.
Yeah.
Something we only learned in MK10. And if I'm not mistaken,
he is called Reptile, as all his people are.
Oh no.
That's a line from the Conquest TV show.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that at all.
Yeah, I believe that I always figured that Shang and Khan are the ones who call him Reptile, and it's like naming your dog.
It's stuck. But aside from the illusions of his people being slowly driven extinct in Outworld, even before Trilogy came along, I looked at that and I was like, okay, so probably his people were absorbed into Outworld along with their realm and whatnot. But I think it's actually in Chameleon's ending in Trilogy where it's made overt that they lost a battle to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. The Chameleon's Trilogy ending establishes that they lost a tournament to be merged. It's also the first time the name Zatera is used, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat. During the Mortal Kombat tournament, rumors persist of a green-clad ninja randomly appearing to taunt the competitors with cryptic phrases. So he actually canonically did that? He actually snuck up on people and told them, look to La Luna, and blocking will get you nowhere?
I'm just fucking imagining Sonya looking over a balcony after the first night of bouts. 1,000,000 points if you defeat me. What? There's no one there. There's no one there.
He's just fucking with them. I love it. In reality, this is Reptile, who remains hidden as Shang Tsung's secret bodyguard and does not compete in the tournament proper. Once again, I want to give Scott a thumbs up for remembering Reptile's not in the fucking bracket. Because guess what Reptile's in the bracket in? MK9 and Scorpion's Revenge.
Oh, God.
It's not how... Well, Scorpion's Revenge was like a fucking Battle Royale Hunger Games thing. But he's not...
nice.
He's not a competitor. He's a hidden bodyguard. That's always became... Why did you put him... He's the first fight in 9. The first fight. It's literally the first night of the tournament, and Shang Tsung is going, okay, let's show everybody how the tournament works. Johnny Cage versus Reptile.
Razor, it can't hurt you anymore.
He's
Let's
supposed
just
to be
bask in the
hidden.
fact that... Let's just bask in the fact that this one, Scott got it right. Scott made up for it, finally. So, let me sit down and appreciate the beautiful dichotomy of canonizing all of the hints to find himself, and then the accurate statement that yes, he doesn't actually be. He's not part of the tournament.
NetherRealm, if you ever make a retelling of MK1 again, like another 9 type reboot, and this time you just follow the fucking story the way it was, and you put a scene in where Reptile appears before people and just whispers, fucking look to La Luna or whatever. Put it in the story mode. Have that be an actual scene. I will buy 3 copies of that game. I'll get it on every console it's on, even the ones I don't own.
It will get you nowhere.
Oh, it would be fucking amazing.
You know what that means, though? That means Smoke has to say toasty.
I guess he does.
Excellent.
Is Jade really out here wondering, like she overheard the name Hornbuckle and doesn't know who that is, and she's like, somebody please explain this person to me? They're not even in the tournament.
It's on her for years!
Okay, Mortal Kombat 2.
Alright.
Once again acting as Shang Tsung's personal guard, Reptile makes his presence known by protecting the sorcerer during his attack on Johnny Cage. Once the Outworld tournament begins, Reptile takes a more active role and competes, only to be defeated. Yeah,
womp womp.
That's what happened. He was in that tournament.
True.
He was actually in that.
That's true.
And you know, the protecting Shag, we actually got to see him do that in the comic. So
now,
I believe it was Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was trying to dive on Shang from a jet, like overhead. Reptile stopped him.
Now, I'm going to guess that Scott, like us, tends to assume that Sub-Zero was the one that beat Reptile in the tournament.
I mean,
and I'm going to guess that also because he has to because he had to stick to what's written and not make any assumptions. That's the level where like you kind of.
I mean, it doesn't really matter who defeated who. We're just acknowledging. Look, Liu Kang won. Everybody else was eliminated.
I mean, Scorpion has to see Sub-Zero spare somebody.
Yeah, he does.
Just stand.
Yeah. Ultimate MK3. Shao Kahn assigns Reptile to assist Jade in the capture of Princess Kitana. However, unlike Jade, Reptile is instructed to kill Kitana if necessary. Reptile manages to confront Kitana, but not before Kitana convinces Jade to join her in her fight against the Emperor. Reptile is ultimately defeated by the pair, And taken prisoner. The taken prisoner part, I don't know. I guess he's trying to explain why Reptile's in Edenia in 4, so that Sindel can, like, sentence him to be banished to the Netherrealm? But that said, how do you hold a prisoner while you're while you're attacking Shao Kahn's fortress in the city? Did they tie Reptile up and shove him in Nightwolf's closet? Like, you stay here at the reservation, I'll come back for you when it's over?
How do you imprison someone who can spit acid? He can
Some,
melt through anything that you put him in.
Raises some questions. See, my assumption...
Anyway,
my assumption would be they kicked Reptile's ass, they left him lying, and they left. And then when Reptile woke up, he went back home. But when the realms were separated at the end of the invasion, some people may have ended up in the wrong part of Outworld or Edenia, depending on where they were standing. That's how I always imagined Reptile got to Edenia. I guess they took him prisoner. You know, that's simple. That's whatever. You know, if you're looking for the shortest way to word it.
Some sort of magical ward over his mouth so he doesn't melt his shackles. I don't know.
So,
of course, we are also gonna. Of course, we have also omitted completely the chameleon aspect. That
yes, there's no mention of chameleon here.
Like, she's supposed to meet him during this period.
Yes,
and, hey,
Armageddon.
All right, for 5 minutes.
Armageddon would reveal in Chameleon's bio, and bios are canon. Female chameleon with a K, to be clear. She, during Trilogy, met Reptile and got him to join forces with her to attack Shao Kahn. But when they got to the throne room, Reptile chickened out and Chameleon had to retreat. If he's been taken prisoner by Katana and Jade, you can't really fit that in there.
It could have happened during the early stages.
Yeah, like before he was sent with Jade to kidnap Katana? I guess it's possible.
Maybe. On the eve before they were going to head out, you know?
We don't know.
The night before.
We don't know. So, speaking of the being taken captive, after Shao Kahn's defeat, Reptile was captured and imprisoned. During the invasion of Edenia, Shinnok approached Reptile and made him an offer, serve as one of his generals in exchange for freedom and the chance to exact revenge against Edenia. Reptile eagerly accepted, aiding in the realm's subjugation. Once Quan Chi and Shinnok were defeated and banished to the Netherrealm, Reptile fled back to Outworld. There's a problem here. He was banished to the Netherrealm. Yeah, so what actually happens in 4 is that Sindel, you know, Reptile is in Edenia, and Sindel puts him on trial. You can see this in the MK4 comic, actually. It's in the comic, so they should have included it. Reptile is tried and banished to the Netherrealm, and that's how he ends up working for Shinnok. The idea that he was in Edenia when Shinnok invaded and Shinnok set him free to join him, that's made up, man. That's not what happened.
You got changed and reworded so that it just says, after Shao Kahn's defeat, Reptile was captured and banished the Netherrealm.
Yes, banished to the Netherrealm.
Preparing for the invasion of Edenia.
Shinnok approached Reptile.
All you need to change.
Yeah. And also, Reptile didn't join Shinnok just for freedom. Reptile joined Shinnok because Shinnok promised to bring the Zaterans back.
Yes, that is also missing. That's... all deals are off.
But he's not a god of his word.
You know, he actually blows him up completely here. And the FMV, it's just his head. But
it's
here,
just his head, yeah.
He explodes him entirely.
Yeah.
I think I like the head solo more.
Actually, I want to check something real quick.
Shoot.
Yeah. Should
what you looking for?
Here is where the MK4 comic is. See, there's the scene right there.
Starts with it. Look at that. Magical shackles.
Yeah. You see this? You see this, Sindel? On the next page here. For your crimes against the realm of Edenia... Oh, that's right. The comic changed it. I sentence you to a life of hard labor in the cobalt mines of Shoken, which are in Outworld, by the way. But, something that we don't talk about in this collection, because it was retconned in Deadly Alliance, is that originally, the way MK4 was written by Tobias was that Shao Kahn was dead, and the quote-unquote Edenia that Sindel and Kitana were ruling over was Outworld. They hadn't actually unmerged them. But Deadly Alliance wanted to use regular Outworld and Shao Kahn, so it said, no, they unmerged them, and retcon stuff from MK4. So, when this comic came out, the Cobalt Mines of Shokan were in the same realm Sindel is in. But canonically, they're not. So yeah, this...
Confused yet?
I had forgotten this was wrong in the comic. The comic, he's not supposed to be banished to Cobalt Mines, he's supposed to be banished to the Nether Realm.
So this is where, this is where Scott got that bit of info from.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
I would have,
I believe, the bios...
I would have defaulted to the bio here.
The bios should be alpha canon and the comics should be beta canon, because the MK2 comic has a couple of minor errors, too. Like, it has Scorpion, vowing to protect Sub-Zero before the tournament has even begun, and that's not what happens in the game.
I'll actually mention it from what I recall. We haven't even gotten to Scorpions yet, but
yeah,
I do remember that Scott takes the games version for that little bit of it.
Yes, you should always take the games first, and then the comics to supplement what's in the games. If there's a conflict between the two, then the games are right and the comic is wrong. So yeah, this should say that he was banished to the Nether Realm. But I understand why it doesn't. Okay. Scorpion. Once a fierce warrior for the
soul.
Shirai Ryu clan. Yes. Scorpion was slayed by his ninja rival Sub-Zero, only to return from the Nether Realm to avenge his own death. He returns to fight in several Mortal Kombat tournaments for deeply personal reasons, primarily honor and revenge.
Deeply personal.
So, I appreciate that we're mentioning he's not just avenging his family and clan. When it started out, he was more like avenging himself, because, whenever they retell how the Shirai Ryu died, and this has been a thing since the Legacy TV, the web series. They always show Hanzo being at the village and dying with them. And it's either to Sub-Zero, which means he killed the clan too, or it's to Quan Chi disguised as Sub-Zero, which means Quan Chi can shapeshift. So the two problems here are, A, Sub-Zero can't have been the one who killed the Shirai Ryu, because then Quan Chi is innocent. And B, Quan Chi can't fucking shapeshift.
Lord almighty.
They have to have been two separate events. Sub-Zero killed Scorpion on a mission, and then while Scorpion was away from home, Quan Chi killed his clan. That's how it happened. That's how it has to happen, or it doesn't fucking make sense. You leave a gap in there where something gets wrong later.
We are avoiding that problem here.
Yes, this is the original. We are reporting events accurately in this particular instance.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
This is something that Tobias said in one of his tweets. Originally, it was more about his own death, not so much like the rest of his clan.
Well, yeah.
Sure, them too, but it was because he just hated Sub-Zero for killing him so much.
Yeah, I mean, there is, Scott made sure to mention the word honor in this, which I appreciate, because part of Scorpion's problem is that he went to hell when he died. And he's like, why'd I go to the bad afterlife? Not considering the fact that he used to kill people for money for a living.
Tobias is like, he was no saint. He killed people all the time.
So if you look at old-timey Japanese religious beliefs, like the samurai, were very similar to the Vikings, where, like, you had to die with honor to go to the good afterlife. And if you died like a bitch, or as an old man sick in bed, instead of as a warrior on your feet, you'd get, like, a less good afterlife. In Scorpion's case, if you notice when you play Mythologies, he died on his knees begging for his life.
So There's a Tobias tweet.
Yeah, so
the fact that Hanzo Masashi was sent to hell in the first place shows that he was no saint, which is why he sought revenge and not justice for his death and the slaughtering of his clan and family.
Yeah. But if you look at, like, 90s Mortal Kombat adaptations, like Defenders of the Realm, The Journey Begins, the Malibu comics, they all paint this picture that when Scorpion got to the afterlife, he's like, what the fuck, this isn't right, what did I do wrong? And somehow he got the impression that it's the way that he died that got him sent to the bad place. And that if he avenges himself, then he'll earn his way to the good place. He'll, like, balance the scales.
The Malibu comics call it, like, his place of honor and his,
Yeah, like the hall of his honored ancestors, or something like that. It. Again, and this is very samurai/Viking, this view of it, which is not actually how morality in the afterlife works in the MK universe, but it is what Hanzo thinks. And Quan Chi probably was playing on that when he convinced him to, you know, go kill Sub-Zero. Like, you do this, then your soul will rest in peace, is the phrase they keep using in the endings. Especially at MK4. To which Kuai Liang is like, your soul will never rest because you're fucking doing it wrong. You have the wrong idea about all of this shit. But yeah, and I want to point out, talking about the family and clan, this was the original way it was reported, that he can never again know his family, which doesn't say whether they're alive or dead, there's just that he's not allowed to be with them anymore now that he's undead.
Yeah, I remember around the time thinking that, like, okay, so he's dead, but his family are probably still alive somewhere.
Yeah.
And he just can't see them again, but, you know, he's a dead guy, and he can't, like, show them that's what he is.
Yeah, he can't go back. But,
at the time.
But, like, so Mythologies is it introduced the retcon that his family and clan were killed too, and that's also a thing he's after for revenge. And the reason they did that was obviously because, well, he's already avenged himself way back at the first game. So if we want to get him to fight Sub-Zero again, we have to have, like, a new reason. Or if we want him to turn on Quan Chi, we have to have a reason. So there has to be something else, some other way in which he was wronged. Some other thing he has to avenge besides himself.
Dead family.
Yeah. But yeah, so mythology.
Actually, speaking of things mythologies change, you know what I realized the other day?
What's that?
I completely forgot. Like, I spent a long time, like, complaining about how over the ages the portals don't really matter anymore because Raiden opens them and just creates them himself. He started doing that stuff in Mythologies.
Yeah, he opens a portal to send Sub-Zero to the Netherrealm.
Yeah. I keep thinking of it as a thing that Shaolin monks introduced, but it went back much further than that.
No, they sort of... Tobias kind of abandoned the idea that it was bad to unbalance the Furies and rip holes in the fabric of reality earlier than you would think.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, like, even in Defenders of the Realm, the cartoon, that came out, like, the same year Mythologies did, and it's a major plot point in that show. Like, every episode is like, they keep ripping holes in the fabric of reality, we have to close those holes. That's our job. Because Stryker has the magic wand inside his billy club that closes portals.
Alright, so, Mythologies summary.
Yes.
So this, hired by Quan Chi to steal the map of elements from the Wu Shi Academy, there it is again, Scorpion was confronted by his rival Sub-Zero. In the resulting fight, Scorpion was defeated and murdered. On his death, his soul descended to the Netherrealm, where he would confront a still-living Sub-Zero once again.
Yeah, that basically happened. I mean, the second fight is... You know, there's these things in Mythologies where if you do kill someone or don't kill someone, it changes something later in the game. If you don't do a fatality on Scorpion, then you get Shinnok is the cutscene you get in the prison cell. But if you did kill Scorpion, then you get a cutscene with Scorpion in the prison cell.
Right.
And then you have to fight him.
I used to figure that was kind of weird because, like, the John Tobias MK1 comic has him being all surprised he's seeing a dead guy.
He's
already seen a dead guy.
The impression you get before Mythologies is that MK1 is the first time Scorpion and Sub-Zero have seen each other since he killed him. But apparently they had a fight in the Netherrealm. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not. You can just be all like, oh, I thought I left you in hell.
Yeah.
That's fine. That works.
I have mentioned before that I think the Shinnok version of the cutscene is a more interesting cutscene, and I wish it were the canon one instead of the second encounter with Scorpion. But that's just personal preference.
Yeah.
You know, another thing here, I don't think any of these ever... Yeah, they don't say Scorpion's name is Hanzo Hazashi, but Mythologies was where that name was revealed, so they could have included it.
That's a bit of an oversight.
Yeah. Because we're talking, you know, the Wuxi Academy, that name was not invented until Deadly Alliance, and yet we're including it in this arcade collection.
Forward and back we go.
Yeah, yeah, but we're not allowed to talk about fucking Motaro and Shiva and Kano. I'm never gonna let it go. I'm not gonna let it go.
Okay. Sometimes I think to myself that Mortal Kombat's history is best conveyed in the form of oral tradition, you know?
You know, I'm a big fan of oral tradition in general, sitting around the campfire like the olden days.
Yes. Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
When Shang Tsung hired Sub-Zero to attend the Mortal Kombat tournament, Scorpion participated to achieve his revenge. During the event, Scorpion finally avenged his own death and killed his Lin Kuei murderer, Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, accurate,
it's
concise.
pretty simple. That's what happened.
MK2 comic tells us that it happened kind of after.
Yeah.
Seems to indicate that it happened after the tournament proper.
Yeah, they didn't fight in the bracket. They were fighting while Liu Kang was fighting Shang Tsung. And Raiden saw it. Like, he's a witness, and he tells everybody else that it went down that way. And then he says... He doesn't say exactly how Scorpion killed Sub-Zero, but he says afterwards Scorpion, like, burns himself to ash and disappears. Like, he returns to the Netherrealm.
I mean, we all assumed it was a Toasty. Every one of us.
As what his fatality in the game is, why would it not be the Toasty?
Yep. Exactly. Thank you, MK9, for making that official.
Yeah. Although there's a weird thing in 9 where, like, when Raiden sees the flashback in his head, he sees a spine rip.
Yeah, that never sat right with me.
No, that's not how that worked. Like, there was a weird thing in, like, the late aughts and 10s where Scorpion kept stealing the spine rip from Sub-Zero, and I am not a fan.
Want Scorpion to have all the cool toys.
Yeah. Okay, Mortal Kombat 2. Learning that Sub-Zero had somehow survived their final battle, Scorpion returns to Earthrealm and learns that this Sub-Zero is the younger brother of the Lin Kuei he killed. Feeling remorse, Scorpion vows to protect the younger Sub-Zero and fights alongside him in the Outworld tournament. So, this is sort of correct, but it's kind of... There's one thing missing here. And it's, if you actually, like, read these endings, specifically the Scorpion and Sub-Zero MK2 endings, what it says is that, Scorpion fights Sub-Zero in the tournament bracket and lets him live, and then vows to protect him. But it never indicates that he tells Kuai Liang about the vow. So Kuai Liang's, his point of view is just, my brother's killer let me live, and then fucked off. I don't know what's going on. Like, he doesn't talk to him. He doesn't tell him that he's gonna protect him. And they don't fight alongside each other until the next game, MK3.
He does mention the protection bit in the MK2 comic.
Yeah.
He's like, I have taken a life. Now I must devote myself to protecting one.
Yeah, he's speaking his inner monologue out loud in the comic, but the comic has a problem where he's doing it before the tournament has started. So we're just skipping over the part where the way Scorpion figures out that Sub-Zero is a different person than Bi-Han is by watching him spare somebody's life in the tournament bracket. So he can't, decide to spare him and vow to protect him until during the tournament after he's seen Sub-Zero fight.
Details that the comic doesn't quite... Yeah, we go with the game rule for that particular instance.
Yeah. So UMK3... At first agreeing to assist in eliminating Earth's defenders, Scorpion gives pause when he finds one of them is Sub-Zero, whom he previously swore to defend. Switching sides, he assists their warriors in repelling the Outworld invasion.
Always figured that was the case.
This is how it happens. Like we just said, he makes the vow in MK2, but he doesn't actually fight alongside Sub-Zero, fulfill the vow until UMK3. I do notice this block of text doesn't mention how Scorpion gets involved, like the bit where he's in the Netherrealm just sitting around, and Shao Kahn tries to steal souls from the Netherrealm, accidentally sets him free, and is like, hey, wanna work for me since you're here? We're leaving that bit out, because it's a bit silly, isn't it?
It is a little bit glossed over. I mean, I can picture it kind of being a thing that Shao Kahn tries just to, like, swagger and puff out his chest while he's talking to, I don't know, Quan Chi about Noob Saibot or Melina or some shit. It's like, oh, hey, that's cute. Look what you've let go. Spy on him for me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the way in which Scorpion gets set free from the Netherrealm and finds himself working for Shao Kahn is a very minor detail, but it's also part of the stage transitions in the game. Like, if you have a fight in Scorpion's lair and you uppercut them, they land in Shao Kahn's cave. And there's this, the dragon logo on the floor has this grate, and through the grate you can see the colors of the Netherrealm down there. Like, there's an open portal to hell in Shao Kahn's floor.
just under the surface.
Yeah.
Just right there.
Yeah. Like,
he was taking a bunch of souls, and this yellow ninja just popped out.
What is the purpose of that floor grate when he's not stealing souls from the Netherrealm? Does he always just have an open portal to hell just for shits and giggles in his fucking castle?
I imagine not. I think he just executes people in front of him every other Tuesday, and it's a drain for the blood to go down.
I want to know where the grate goes when it's not to the Netherrealm. What's up with it?
Sewers. All right.
MK4. When Shinnok launches his attack against the heavens, Quan Chi recruits Scorpion, telling him the younger Sub-Zero was complicit in the massacre of his clan. Following a final confrontation with Sub-Zero, Scorpion learns Quan Chi is their true murderer and defeats the sorcerer. Yes, that's correct.
Quite concise, to the point, accurate.
People have often complained... It was this guy. Yeah, people have often complained the way that MK4 kind of repeats MK1 for Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Of like, dude, Scorpion, you've been through all this shit and your character has grown and gone through development and you're regressing straight back to Sub-Zero killed somebody, get him! And it's like, there is a difference between the two things. Like, Bi-Han killed Scorpion, okay? Now, nobody has told Scorpion Bi-Han was also there when the Shirai Ryu died. He just kind of assumed that. It's like, oh, you killed me and then you went back for the rest of my clan too? I see how it is. Sub-Zero's like, I didn't do that. That's not what happened. Scorpion's not listening. So to tell him, no, but Kuai Liang was there though. That's a different story, because Kuai Liang is a different person, and Scorpion doesn't know where he was, years ago, when all this was happening. He knows where Bi-Han was, but...
That guy you swore to protect, he doesn't deserve it. He's just as guilty as his older brother was.
Yeah. Look, you believe the Lin Kuei killed your clan, right? Well, he's a member of the Lin Kuei. He was probably there. How do you know he wasn't? The trick
Sure,
being...
protecting the wrong guy.
The true story is that none of the Lin Kuei were ever there. Quan Chi killed the clan solo.
I've argued he might have some backup. I think,
well, see, my counter argument is that the whole deal that Quan Chi cut with the Grandmaster was you kill them for us, not you help us kill them. You know, there's no indication in Mythologies that he had dudes with him. He just comes back with the bow and is like, hey, I did the job. Here's your payment. This is what we agreed on.
I don't know. He might summon demons or some shit. I could buy that.
I mean,
again, not neither here nor there.
Yeah. The point is that telling Scorpion Kuai Liang did a thing is different from telling him Bi-Han did a thing. And it's not really a repeat of the same story, although it does kind of feel like retreading old ground. And in some ways, that is a little bit deliberate. There was obviously an intention when they were making MK4 that they wanted to renew the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero because it's a famous piece of imagery, an element of the franchise. Sort of like The Force Awakens is A New Hope all over again. Some people kind of hate that, but there is a reason that legacy sequels have a habit of retelling the first story. As obnoxious as it is.
I would add this to this paragraph right here before us. Comma, dragging him back to the Netherrealm.
Yeah, I mean...
That's part of the MK4 ending. It's important setting up what's to follow.
So...
God, I never thought I'd miss those FMV endings so much.
So I want to point out something that we're going to get to when we read Sub-Zero's stuff. Sub-Zero's stuff says that this encounter happens in Sindel's fortress, like when they're freeing Edenia from Shinnok.
This is plainly Goro's lair.
This is absolutely Goro's lair. Which, there's no story reason for anyone to ever be on Goro's lair in MK4, because Goro's lair is on Shang Tsung's island and has nothing to do with the plot of the game.
Thing is, they are supposed to be in Edenia. So you have to look at this, squint, narrow your eyes, and just say, okay, they're underneath Sindel's palace.
Yeah, just pretend...
And the area looks suspiciously like somewhere we've been before.
Pretend that this dungeon is somewhere else, that it's just a generic dungeon and not a specific dungeon we're all familiar with.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
But here's my thing, is that, like... Okay, I'm gonna jump ahead real quick, just for the picture.
Ah, spoilers! Where does Mask go?
So, Sub-Zero's ending in MK4 is the non-canon version of the same events. Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight, then Quan Chi comes out and goes, "It was I all along," and then Scorpion gets him. But instead of dragging him through a portal to the Netherrealm, Quan Chi is trying to teleport Scorpion to the Netherrealm, and Scorpion grabs him before the teleport completes. In this version, Scorpion explodes Quan Chi and kills it.
Also, they're probably in hell right now.
Yeah, they're in the firewell. My question is, why couldn't the Scorpion one also have been set in the firewell instead of Goro's lair? Why did they choose Goro's lair?
Want to know another true fact about this ending?
What's that?
I beat MK4 with Scorp yesterday or the day before. They spell Spectre with an A.
Where do they put the A? Is it Spectre?
It's written like Spectar.
Spectar. Okay.
Spectar.
Well, that's a typo. That's not a word.
It's not a word at all.
No.
My point is, I don't expect perfection. Is my point.
To defeat my nemesis Sub-Zero, I needed the power of a Spectar.
Ah, good times.
Ah, yes. Okay. You know,
Ketchup.
Sector sounds very similar to Spectar.
Spectar.
That's a good transition.
I'm gonna start rumors about a new character named Spectar. Just put a K in there.
Yeah.
Then A. He's the Ghost Ninja. Okay. Yes. So, Ketchup. Sector is a fanatically loyal and ambitious member of the Lin Kuei. He volunteered to be the first of the clan to undergo the upgrade process into a cyber Lin Kuei. His first mission is to find and capture Sub-Zero, betraying the clan and refusing to undergo the conversion process.
Yes. Very, very simple.
I would throw the word prototype in here.
The word prototype would help. I would also, in Smoke's bio, they include the designation LK-72. I would have, included the LK-99 in Sector's bio here.
Yeah, him and Cyrex could both use that, as we've said.
Yeah. But otherwise, there's not a lot of information that they can get wrong because Sector is only in one game in this collection, He's also in MK4 Gold, but we're not allowed to talk about Gold because it's not in here. So, Sector is sent alongside Cyrex and Smoke to capture or terminate Sub-Zero for his defection from the Lin Kuei. As a cyborg, he is protected from Shao Kahn's theft of Earth's souls. Recognizing the Outworld Extermination Squads as threats, he attacks those he sees while pursuing Sub-Zero. Upon Shao Kahn's defeat, Sector returns to base. We
are incorporating a little bit of a canon, a factoid from his otherwise non-canon ending. It's like, in his ending, he determines that all of Kahn's goons are threats to the Lin Kuei.
Yeah.
So, sure, we'll just transplant that into his bio. Checks out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is mentioned in him and Cyrax's bios that the Lin Kuei are not allied with the Outworlders and are also being attacked by the extermination squads.
Yeah.
But, there's not a lot to say here. I have always wondered. So, Sector returns to base without completing his mission. He never actually, finds and kills Sub-Zero, right? So, why isn't he still looking for Sub-Zero when MK4 comes along? I think Deadly Alliance, or maybe it's even in Gold, mentioned something about him having taken battle damage and returning to base because he was malfunctioning.
I think that's Gold. Let me check.
Yeah. I'm not. Well, I think it might be said in Gold, but then it's elaborated on in DA because the malfunctioning is what causes him to murder the Grand Master and take over the clan, which is what he's doing when Sub-Zero arrives to get the Dragon Medallion and take the clan from him, and that's part of the Deadly Alliance backstory. But
in Gold, he's suspicious of Cyrax. Doesn't say anything about him taking damage himself. I think it's a Deadly Alliance thing, I'm pretty sure.
So Deadly Alliance is the only thing that really explains why he returns to base instead of continuing to hunt Sub-Zero. So, I mean, there is... And again, they can only have the information from the games that are in the collection. So there's a lot... Sector was a very bare-bones, underdeveloped character until... MK9, which established he's the son of the Grand Master, that he takes over the clan. When he takes over the clan, it means killing his dad. There's, it's sort of implied that the reason he wants to be a cyborg is insecurity about, his dad doesn't, see him as the best assassin. He prefers Bi-Han and that kind of thing.
Malfunction. Right.
Yeah. It's more like the malfunction was that he got his free will back and decided to use his missiles to kill his dad. But that's not where we are in this collection.
I don't know if I'd say he ever got his free will back. I mean, but I think that there's some part of him in his programming that says, I must kill father.
Yeah.
Execute patricide.exe.
Shang Tsung. Nice
rendition
of the throne room here.
Wise choice. Good place to put him.
Yeah. I like that they made it, dark out. Now, all of the MK1 stages are these 11-ish versions where they're sort of old and abandoned, and it's nighttime in all of them. But it works particularly well for the throne room because, like, the throne room looks best at MK9 where it's dark out and it's, like, raining outside the windows. I've always thought that the throne room is kind of the worst-looking MK1 stage, that it seems kind of, like, bare bones and too bright and colorful. That it's just, just solid red walls with an occasional window and painting is a little bit...
It's the walls. The only real draw on the stage is Shang.
Yeah.
It can use a bit more variety.
Yeah, so, you add all these like, Chinese wooden decorations and overlays and some gradients to make the shades of red darker. It really makes the stage much more tolerable. It looks a lot better. Anyway, Shang Tsung has been called many things over the centuries. Devious, manipulative, untrustworthy, ambitious, and cunning among them. Originally from Earthrealm, Shang Tsung betrayed his home realm for forbidden knowledge and power. As Shao Kahn's lead sorcerer, Shang Tsung has the responsibility of acquiring Earth for the Emperor, whether via Mortal Kombat or otherwise. Now, the interesting thing here is, I don't know which game was the first one to confirm that Shang is originally from Earth. I think it's implied in MK1, because, like, Goro is the only character who's stated to be from Outworld in MK1.
You would have to go to the MK1 comic to tell me that for certain, because I can tell you, none of the games say that. Not one of them.
Yeah, I think it's... The first media that said Shang is from Earthrealm was the Conquest TV show, I believe. And we just kind of...
That is the first time I remember hearing it.
Yeah, we just kind of accepted that into canon because it made sense and fit with everything else. But there is, like, it's sort of implied in the MK2 comic that Shang Tsung is from Outworld, and that he has, like, Shao Kahn says this weird stuff about your existence in Earthrealm has ended, and so I'm going to just give you a new body, and that's how he gives him his youth back. There was this weird nebulousness to the lore when Tobias was still figuring it out in the first two games, where people from Outworld were maybe just spirits who got bodies when they came to Earth, or something.
He was... One of the things he said on his Twitter was that it was a realm both physical and spiritual. It was basically both, in a way.
Yeah, it was kind of like... And this is something that the Jeff Roven novel really played with, was the idea that Outworlders are kind of demons, and they get a disguise or form when they come to Earth that is discarded when they return to Outworld.
For the record, here's what Tobias said about Shang's past. He is not a native of Outworld, he is from Earth, competed in the Shaolin tournament as a representative of Earth, and was its grand champion for a short time. It was during his reign that he gave in to Outworld influence and switched sides. In my mind, Shang had a complex past. He was born of dual realms, one parent from Earth and the other from Outworld, enabling him to cross realms and ultimately choose his allegiance. This made him a target for Outworld corruption and a precarious representative of Earth. His soul-stealing power was meant to imply that he had literally sold his soul in exchange for the immortality that he enjoys.
Yeah.
This was granted to him by Shao Kahn in exchange for his actions against the Shaolin tournament hosts and Earth itself. Shang is a great villain, but dig deep, and he may have also been a very tragic hero. It's a compelling story that I wish we had explored further.
Yeah, and obviously, like, again, Conquest did explore a lot of this. It showed that he's originally from Earth, that Shao Kahn tempted him to the other side by teaching him soul-stealing. A lot of this, was codified in later games. I think MK9 specifically does mention that he was born in Earthrealm. Now, the one thing that the games never said that I find really interesting about Tobias's version of events is the idea that he's of mixed parentage, that he had an Earth parent and an Outworld parent. Because that should be canon, because it helps explain why he's able to switch sides of the tournament, Because Deadly Alliance would then go on to say Bo Raicho can only fight for the realm he's from. If he was to compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament, his wins would count for Outworld whether he wanted them to or not. That's why he only trains people instead of fighting himself. Shang Tsung, how is he allowed to switch sides? He's from both realms. That's the only way it makes sense.
There's the answer.
Yeah. So it's cool that Tobias thought of that. I do wish it was explored in somewhere in a game.
In my mind, Word of God is all I need to make it canon.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. But I just think it would be a really cool game if we got to, like, see Shang Tsung's backstory. I've always wanted something that explores, like, his, you know, when he trained for the tournament and seeing Shao Kahn, like, seduce him to evil. And,
that would be really great.
Like, was Bo Raicho there yet? Is he old enough to have been the guy who trained Shang? How do Raiden, Bo Raicho, and Shang Tsung get along before Shang turns evil versus after Shang turns evil? Do they, you know, does Shang feel like, oh, you two never appreciated me or believed in me, that's why, you didn't stop this from happening to me or whatever, something like that. How similar is Shang Tsung to Frost is my question, really.
Or Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, that's another good point of reference, Anakin. But that's
a pretty good concise summary up there.
Yeah. This is all correct and covers it nicely. So in Mythologies, seeking local participants in the upcoming Mortal Kombat tournament on Earth, Shang Tsung approaches the Lin Kuei about sending one of their warriors. Meeting with the Grandmaster in the Lin Kuei's temple, Shang Tsung is introduced to Sub-Zero fresh off his latest assignment. Yes, that accurately describes Shang Tsung's cameo at the end of Mythologies, in which he is played by the same actor who played Quan Chi, and nobody seems to notice they have the same face.
Plus Richard DeVizio, he can pull off Kano, he can, under masks, he can be Baraka, he can be Cabal. He's so versatile, but that one time, just that one time, is the one time I wince just a little bit.
I mean,
Shang Tsung is not.
He looked alright in the makeup. It was a different time, and if it happened now, Twitter would be accusing Rich of yellowface. Yeah. But I don't think that's fair. They had the budget that they had and the actors that they had to work with, and, John Turk's not Chinese either. Although that's actually, there is actually a thing. So in Mythologies, they specifically established that the Sub-Zero brothers are half white. That their mother was American. And I believe the reason they did that was to justify John Turk playing the role.
It's possible. I mean, I had no problem with him doing it.
Them being mixed race is not mentioned in any game after Mythologies. Like, it's completely omitted in the NRS era. But I think it adds something. Just to explore the backstory of how they were born was it happened while their father was on a mission overseas, and that when the father was recalled back to the clan when his mission was over, he took the sons with him and killed the rest of the family. Like, there's something there that is,
it's interesting.
It fleshes out, like, okay, so when you're exploring Bi-Han and Kuai Liang's personalities, you have to, like, they got the way they got, probably because, like, being taken away from their mother and sister, being forced by their dad to join an assassin clan, does kind of help color, like, why is Bi-Han such an asshole? Why is he so, uncompassionate and willing to accept a job, whereas his younger brother is much more of a nice guy who doesn't want to kill anybody? It's like, well, the older brother probably remembers... The older brother probably remembers all this shit that happened to them when they were kids.
Yeah.
He's seen people he cared about die a lot more than his brother has.
Dang.
Yes, we are talking about Shang Tsung. Mortal Kombat. Before the tournament begins, Shang Tsung directly invites Raiden to compete, allowing the Thunder God to participate. He oversees the tournament and is shocked and angered when Goro loses to Liu Kang. He challenges the Shaolin monk directly, only to face defeat. Shang Tsung then flees back to Outworld, allowing the island to crumble. Yeah, that pretty much covers it.
Pretty well.
You know, this is the only part of the collection that acknowledges that when you beat Goro, that's when the tournament is supposed to be over, and it's actually special circumstances for Liu Kang to fight Shang. Because you look at...
Yeah, it actually,
You look at, like, MK9, and it's like... They treat it as though fighting Shang is expected and that he was always the final challenger, but that doesn't make sense. You don't win a title by beating the referee. You win a title by beating the champion.
MK95 kind of established, too. It's kind of a last-ditch attempt after Goro was beaten to try to take this front role by fighting himself.
Yes, the 95 movie did a good job with that, where it established, like, if we want to get to a fight with Shang Tsung, we have to have somebody negotiate a change to the rules, where it's like, I'll let you do this, but then I get to do that.
Yep.
Because the whole thing was like, when Liu beat Goro, that was supposed to be it. Shang was like, no, fuck you, I'm not letting you leave. We're gonna go into, like, overtime, buddy. Special rounds, I got more in me. And Liu is...
Fight me in Mortal Kombat. I make the rules. This is my house.
Liu could have said, no, just hand me my belt. I won. I beat the champ. But he agreed to fight Shang because he wanted to fight Shang anyway. Because part of the reason... Like, Liu wasn't just there to save the world. He was also there because Shang stole the tournament from the Shaolin and isn't supposed to be the referee. But...
Next up?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 2. Upon his return to Outworld, Shang Tsung faces execution for his failure to secure Earthrealm. To save his own skin, he suggests a final all-or-nothing tournament hosted in Outworld. Shao Kahn agrees and gives Shang Tsung his youth back, so he can confront and challenge Liu Kang. In the Outworld tournament rematch, the sorcerer loses once again to the Shaolin monk. Now this is all fine, but I will point out that the games never actually say Liu and Shang fought in MK2. It's probably inevitable that they did, because Shang is, like... MK2 is the only game that has 3 bosses. You have to fight Shang, then Kintaro, then Shao Kahn. But in a story mode... In a well-written story mode, if there was ever to be one, which there hasn't been yet, where they actually made sense of the bracket... Shang Tsung would have had to fight through the rounds, just like Liu Kang did, so maybe they face each other, maybe they don't.
Or maybe Liu thought he was fighting someone else and surprised Shang Tsung, because he wants it that badly.
That would be funny if Shang uses shape-shifting to pretend to be someone else, just to get further in the bracket.
Like, I can totally picture it. One of the things Deadly Alliance says in its opening is that it's... Shang's wanted to take Liu's soul for a long time.
Yes.
It's, that in the 3D era, the Armageddon intro, these things kind of start to really play off the way the MK movie, put them up against each other, and more or less establish a rivalry and mutual enmity. So It's been like my long-running assumption that Liu Kang fought Shang Tsung 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And Shang just ate the L every time.
I mean, you could look at it that way, and there's no reason not to. And obviously, like, yes, the Deadly Alliance, and then later games, especially 11, do make a big deal that, like, Shang Tsung is Liu Kang's rival. You know, Scorpion has Sub-Zero, Kitana has Mileena. Liu Kang, his guy is Shang Tsung. Which makes a lot of sense, because they were the first hero and the first villain, and Shang is gonna be super bitter that he lost the tournament to this guy way back, and that
he's got an ego.
Every event that has followed since has stemmed from that one loss. I kind of feel like if they fight in all 3 arcade games, then it starts to get repetitive. So I could see them fighting in MK1 and MK2. I don't think Shang necessarily has to fight Liu in 3. I think he's got other stuff going on. Like, maybe he was... If he was involved in the resurrection of Sindel, maybe he was also part of the party that was, like, guarding her from the heroes, and so Kitana's group could maybe have faced him. I could see, like, Nightwolf fighting Shang Tsung, maybe?
Maybe.
I think there are interesting things you could do with Shang during 3 that aren't necessarily another fight with Liu Kang. Now that said,
I just picture him as being the type to just not let it go.
Sure.
He wants it, he needs it. But that's my interpretation.
Now, all that said, at Shao Kahn's direction, Shang Tsung resurrects Sindel, giving the Emperor an excuse to cross over to Earthrealm and reclaim his wife. Once the portal is open between the worlds, Shang Tsung creates a tornado of souls that strips the planet of all human life, feeding Shao Kahn's power. Shang Tsung would later be defeated by Liu Kang and Kung Lao as they sought to confront the Emperor. So this suggests that Shang and Motaro were the last 2 fights before Shao Kahn. Even though Shang doesn't have that status in the ladder in MK3 that he had at MK2.
I think Scott's making the same assumption that I am here.
Sure.
That Liu Kang ran up against him again.
Which
I don't object to.
The problem with this block of text, though, is the claim that Shang stole all the souls on Earth. Which, again...
he makes the soul NATO, but, like... I can't... both you and I have always imagined that it's Shao Kahn who steals all the souls himself.
I'm pretty sure that the attract mode specifically attributes stealing all the souls to Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn steals it's leaving the planet barren. I'll get the exact phrasing.
Yeah,
Kahn strips the Earth of all life, claiming every soul as his own.
Yeah. So nobody else did that for him. Now the claim that Shang Tsung did it is based on the fact that in 9 Quan Chi does it, and they're trying to say 9 is more similar to 3 than we thought it was, and I have huge problems with that kind of revisionist history, because 9 gets so much from 3 wrong, and this is one of the major areas. So trying to claim that things that happened in 9 did happen in 3 when we know for a fact they didn't is distasteful.
Remember that time Stryker beat up Ermac?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I believe that happened. I believe that happened completely.
Alright. Shao Kahn.
It's the man.
Yep.
Thousands of years ago, Shao Kahn took the throne of Outworld by murdering its former ruler, the Dragon King Onaga. Hello. Since then, he has expanded Outworld's influence and power by conquering and merging with other realms. Shao Kahn's towering stature and preference for direct physical combat belies a cunning intellect and proficiency in magic. He now seeks to conquer Earth and merge it into his Outworld. So a few tidbits there. Number one, we're just going to start off with the fact that we're directly referencing Deception.
Can I just say something? I cannot hear the phrase thousands of years ago without thinking of that.
Hearing Raiden?
No, the robot Ghost of Christmas Past from the future from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Thousands of years ago! And then he goes into a long-winded story.
I just hear Raiden from MK4.
That also works, but I can't read the phrase thousands of years ago without wanting to say it in that voice.
Thousands of years ago, I ordered a Royale with cheese. Alright.
But yeah.
So yeah, Onaga.
We are mentioning Onaga, even though that wasn't revealed until a game that's not in this collection.
Waka Waka.
But everything else here is correct. I have no problems. Let's move on.
Preference for direct physical combat. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I appreciate the nod to the fact that proficiency in magic and the fact that he's actually smart are outlined here.
Yeah, it is nice that they pointed that out, because those aspects of his character have been deleted in 11 and 12.
I mean, to be fair, he's still summoning spears. The hammer still comes out of soul energy. But it's the presentation, you know?
There's layers to it. It's about, like, the capabilities that he has in a story mode. Although it does bother me that in 11 his spear is made of metal instead of green shit.
He does still conjure it out of nowhere.
I mean, he teleports it to his hand. Every character has hammer space, though.
I do miss the glowing green spear
Yeah.
from 2. Yes.
Yeah. After Shang Tsung's failure to secure Earthrealm, Shao Kahn prepares to have the sorcerer executed. However, Shang Tsung offers a new plan, an all-or-nothing tournament in Outworld. Shao Kahn agrees, intending to compete personally and defeat Earth's champion himself. In the end, Liu Kang earns the chance to face the Emperor. After a hard-fought battle, Liu Kang defeats Shao Kahn to win the tournament. Shao Kahn opens a portal to Earthrealm and sends Shang Tsung to bring about Sindel's resurrection. Once the portal is open, Shao Kahn proceeds to strip the planet of human life in preparation to merge the realms. Realizing that Raiden protected some warriors, he sends extermination squads to kill the remaining humans. In the end, Shao Kahn is confronted and defeated by Liu Kang, which releases the captured souls. Losing his claim over not only Earth but Edenia as well, Shao Kahn retreats to Outworld. So, it just occurred to me that even though Trilogy is in this collection, these bios don't mention the fact that the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament is a diversion intended to hide Sindel's resurrection from the hero's notice.
We talked about this a little bit earlier. The way the MK2 tournament ends is the revelation that Shao Kahn is about to invade. Everyone get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. So we're kind of glossing over all of that.
That could have used a note in the MK2 section.
Yeah. This also, once again, iterates that Raiden protected the souls from being stolen, where the games don't say that, and I believe the Elder Gods having done it makes more sense.
Most likely done at Raiden's prompting.
Yeah, I mean, he surely asked them for that, but again, I don't like attributing general wizard shit to a guy whose powers should start and end at lightning.
He opens portals. I know.
Not sure he should be doing that either.
Yeah, but it's an old problem. Shao Kahn wins!
Yeah, that's an ending for you. That's detailed. Elaborate.
You know what? I like it. I actually really do. The
Yeah.
image speaks for itself. This is what you get. Have a nice day.
It would have been nice if they put the words "Have a nice day" in. Because,
right?
You know, they did it in MK1 in Raiden's ending, they did it in Shang's ending in MK2. They stopped using the words "Have a nice day" in endings. I think they didn't bring it back until, like, X or 11.
I don't think they brought it back till, like, 12, honestly. I'm not sure it's in...
I thought it was in 11.
12's got it. I don't remember it being in 11. I can remember wrong.
Anyway... this is more or less, you know, all fair game here.
I mean,
just a few things that they kind of skipped over.
At the time, pretty much everyone thought he was dead after that.
I mean, it is accurate to say that he retreated back to Outworld. He was exploded back to Outworld, but he survived.
Yep. Exploded. That'd be a lovely word to use.
We haven't mentioned it before, but in this version of the arena background, I really like how they did like this crumbling stone walkway, the transition from that to the sand.
Really cool.
Yeah, whoever rendered this background did a really nice job, and I want to just give them a shout out.
Outstanding.
There's a weird thing here where in the main menus, you see these animations of stages, and Khan's throne room is the wrong shape, but it's the right shape here.
That was strange.
Yeah, sort of can't see it, but it does have, like, the 6 spikes
it's
sticking
the
out
MK2
of,
throne.
Yeah. Anyway, we did
We didn't talk about the fact that, like, Sector's in the subway for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess someone's got to be in the subway.
I mean, he's an MK3 character, it's an MK3 stage, and subway trains are technological, I guess.
Actually, wait, didn't he bring Sub-Zero Cyber Sub down here in 9?
Sector has a prominent fight in the subway in MK9, that's true.
That's probably why we're doing this.
Yeah. Anyway, Shinnok. Millions of years ago, Shinnok betrayed his fellow elder gods in his rebellious quest for power. only to be defeated by Raiden and imprisoned in the Netherrealm. Now he plots and plans, yearning to escape his imprisonment and exact his twisted revenge against the heavens. Yeah, that's all true.
Looking to put him in Goro's lair.
That is a choice. That is a choice. Again, I guess it's...
Very strange choice.
So the problem with the whole stages thing is if you don't make any from MK4, then the only ones you can use are Goro's Lair and the Living Forest.
Just saying, I would have put him in the Firewall. Severed heads everywhere.
I don't know what budget the asset guy had. Maybe he didn't have time to make the Firewall. I would have liked to see it as well. It is kind of
stage.
You know, it's interesting when you talk about... Whenever we talk about stages in MK4, we always come back to the Firewall. It's like the most iconic stage in the game somehow. I guess it is the one that has the most hellish imagery, you know, faces in the walls and fire in these furnace window things.
I would define it as the one with the most personality.
Yeah. You
got Goro's Lair and the Living Forest, which are nice, but they are rehashes.
Yeah.
You've got the Tomb, which is interesting, but there's just not enough going on.
Yeah, the
Reptile's
Tomb is pretty
interesting
bland.
for Reptile.
Yeah, Reptile stage is obviously Reptile specific. There's the Ice Pit, which is only in the home versions and feels like a Sub-Zero specific stage.
Yeah, there was that too.
What else is there?
Windworld.
Windworld, that's Fujin.
That's a Fujin thing.
Yeah, that's the Shaolin Temple interior.
Right.
It would kind of be weird to put Shinnok there.
You can make a case for putting Scorpion there, because that's where he died.
Yeah.
But, that's a real deep cut.
Yeah, I
Liu
think,
Kang belongs
obviously
there.
it makes more sense to put Scorpion in Scorpion's lair, you know, the Hell stage.
It does. It's home base.
Yeah. You could put Kai in there, or Liu Kang.
Yep.
But, Mortal Kombat Mythologies. Shinnok sends his servant Quan Chi to retrieve his amulet, thereby enabling Shinnok's escape from the Netherrealm. Before he can escape, he becomes aware of the Lin Kuei Sub-Zero arriving in his realm to steal the amulet back. Upon Quan Chi's defeat by Sub-Zero and Serena, he blasts Serena from behind, causing her to discorporate and return to the lower planes of the Netherrealm. That's interesting to include because I guess that the game that confirms she's alive, the Game Boy version of Deadly Alliance, is in this collection.
Congratulations, we got away with it.
Yeah.
But it's actually really great that he's included this note that Serena has not just, slumped over dead, discorporated and returned to the lower planes of the Netherrealm. Because a lot of people are always asking what happens to people from Hell when they die.
Yeah.
And it's that.
Yeah.
That's an important note to have around, and I really appreciate that Scott did that.
Souls are indestructible. If you kill someone who's already dead, they just respawn in the afterlife. But you don't know that until Serena in Deadly Alliance. And if this collection was truly only allowed to go as far as MK4 Arcade, then you think she died in Mythologies.
I think we have some version of Deadly Alliance to cite, right?
Yeah, we're allowed to mention this, and we're allowed to mention Onaga. And
nothing but nets.
Anyway, Sub-Zero and Shinnok battle, and Sub-Zero grabs the amulet from the fallen god. Shinnok roars in anger and switches to a giant demonic form, but is unable to prevent Sub-Zero from escaping through a portal back to Earth.
That's because he ran away or freeze blasted him several times. You'll never know.
The interesting thing is if you do the ending where you actually fight Shinnok and you do the Polar Blast 5 times and he does you do defeat him. The final cutscene in the game is the Grandmaster telling Sub-Zero that he failed his mission and putting him to death. And then that shows the blooper reel. You don't even get the real ending of the game.
Mythologies hates you.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's all very, actually, incredibly thorough here.
Yeah, plenty of detail. You know, some of these
So
blocks of text,
excellent.
some of these blocks of text use less than half the space. This uses the whole thing.
Rain was around, then he wasn't.
Yeah, Rain is a guy who exists. That's his bio. Okay, Mortal Kombat 4. After Quan Chi delivers the amulet, Shinnok sends him to Edenia at his worshipper Tanya's invitation. Once there, Quan Chi opens a portal, allowing Shinnok and his armies to enter and subjugate Edenia. Shinnok then uses Edenia as a staging area as his demonic armies attack the heavens. When a contingent of Earthrealm warriors arrive to confront Shinnok, he welcomes the challenge, especially after learning their leader is Raiden's protege. After an extended battle, Liu Kang faces Shinnok alone. At that moment, Shinnok learns the amulet he possesses is a fake, as the real one is sent back to the Netherrealm with Quan Chi, weakening him. With Raiden's assistance, Liu Kang banishes the fallen Elder God back to the Netherrealm. So there's some interesting stuff here, particularly the start.
Quite a bit of it.
After Quan Chi delivers the amulet, now we talked about this, there's no mention in MK4 about Shinnok having the amulet, but the rest of the series' lore says that he can't escape Netherrealm unless he has the amulet. He could not have accepted Tanya and Sindel's invitation into Edenia. He couldn't have walked through a portal unless the amulet was in his possession, or in this case, a fake is in his possession while Quan Chi is standing next to him with the real thing. That's not mentioned in the game, but it has to be true. And also, as I said, there's a screen in the attract mode of Shinnok holding a staff that has the amulet on it. So we have to assume, even though the game doesn't say it, that off-screen at the beginning of the game, Quan Chi went back to the Temple of Elements and stole the amulet again, or stole the fake that he left there, because he's had the real one since Mythologies.
It is either that, or somehow, some way, it took him quite some time, and I mean some decades, to construct believable facsimile fake replicas that Shinnok would believe were the real genuine deal.
I mean, Quan Chi's ending specifically says, years ago, when I delivered to you your amulet, I gave you a fake, and I kept the real one. So, Quan's had the real one since Mythologies, is what we're supposed to gather from all this. That he had the real one. He had the real one on his person when Bihan and Serena knocked him off a bridge, and he seemed to explode.
Discorporated and returned to the Netherrealm.
Yeah. I actually think he faked the exploding and dying part in order to get away with the amulet.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is that the next fight, Sub-Zero versus Shinnok, Shinnok is doing amulet moves. He has this force field Sub-Zero can't get through, and you have to do all this janky shit, get behind him and freeze him before he turns around in order to get the amulet off him. So, even though Shinnok in that scene is using a fake amulet, Quan Chi must be nearby with the real amulet. Because that's how the fake works. Shinnok thinks he has powers, because every time he uses it, stuff happens. Because Quan Chi is doing the real thing nearby.
After Quan Chi delivers the amulet, Shinnok sends him to Edenia at his worshipper Tanya's invitation.
Yes.
Jesus, can't see. Once there, he opens a portal, allowing Shinnok and his armies to... These first two sentences give the impression that he just gave Shinnok the amulet right before MK4.
Yeah. But what that's supposed to mean is that he stole it a second time, because Shinnok needs the amulet or MK4 can't happen.
So I would have meant this to say delivers, I don't know, the fake amulet.
That would confuse people, because we're trying not to say when the fake was given to Shinnok. The fake was given to Shinnok in Mythologies. Sub-Zero stole the fake and gave it back to Raiden. And then in MK4, Quan Chi re-stole the fake.
I mean, that's something you have to come to your conclusion, because it's
not
annoying.
It's confusing, and none of it is said out loud. But it's the only chain of events that actually fits all the things that are said.
Unless it takes 20 years to make a fake. I don't know, but any rate, I would just open this sentence, I would just open this paragraph with Shinnok sends Quan Chi to Edenia to simplify things.
Right, I actually would applaud Scott for mentioning the amulet, because MK4 fucking failed to do so, and so MK4 doesn't make sense. Shinnok, and this is... So, there was an argument recently between Stephanie Brownback and some people on a forum, I don't even remember which forum it was, about how whether or not the amulet is involved in the plot of MK4, and Stephanie falls on the side that it's not involved in MK4, and that the only reason Shinnok was able to invade Edenia is because Tanya tricked Sindel into inviting him. And I just want to reiterate that it is firmly established that Shinnok doesn't have the ability to leave the Netherrealm unless he has the amulet on his person. The Elder Gods have fucking barred him from walking through portals. He needs the amulet or he can't accept the invitation to go to Edenia. It's the same thing as how Shao Kahn can't invade Earth without winning a tournament unless he, does the Sindel plan, because then the Elder Gods are allowing him to go to Earth. There is a force field. You can't walk through a portal if the Elder Gods say you're not allowed.
You know how I would resolve this?
How's that?
I would say that Shinnok spends quite some time, after he gets what he thinks is the real amulet, building up his invasion forces, getting them ready, getting the troops to go through drills. There's a lot of people down in hell. He wants the best ones. And to someone like him, 20 years is a blink of an eye. You get what I mean?
Well, I don't know if that's necessary, because what I'm saying is the chain of events is in Mythologies. Quan Chi gives Shinnok what Shinnok thinks is the amulet. So Shinnok is now going to escape the Netherrealm, except that Bi-Han shows up and steals it from him. So Shinnok thinks that he doesn't have the amulet, and that he's still trapped in the Netherrealm, because that's true either way. Quan Chi has the real one. Shinnok doesn't. Then, after MK3, Quan Chi once again delivers an amulet to Shinnok. He's like, now we can get out of here, and then the events of MK4 happen.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now he hands him the fake. He hands him the fake both times. Is the thing. All we're saying here is that in MK4, Quan Chi has attacked the Temple of the Elements for a second time, but it happened off screen and the game never mentions it, and that's fucking weird.
I concur with that were not for the fact that Quan Chi says years ago. Anyway, there's inaccuracies.
Right, but when Quan Chi says years ago, he's talking about the time he switched the real one for the fake one. He's not talking about the time I gave you an amulet.
I'd have to go back and re-examine his phrasing, but I feel like it implies that that's the case anyway.
It's all very confusing and poorly done. That is the gist of the problem. We should just cut
this entire bit out. It's terrible. Ugh, damn MK4 for being written the way it is.
It is necessary to talk about MK4 being underwritten and confusing, okay?
Okay.
I think Scott did the right thing trying to mention the amulet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. My head hurts. I need a cigarette.
Anyway.
Fucking MK4. Anyway.
Everything else here is pretty much correct. We didn't actually find out how MK4 ends until, like, the trading card videos in Armageddon. Where, like, John Vogel explains in an interview that the reason Liu Kang was able to beat Shinnok is because Scorpion dragged Quan Chi to hell. Quan Chi had the real amulet, so Shinnok no longer had the power to beat Liu Kang. Because before that point in time, we actually had no idea how Shinnok was beaten or who did it, except for, in Deception, Liu Kang's tomb has 4 victory medallions. So we kind of assumed Liu Kang did it, but... Yeah. But, like, what this block of text and the interview from those trading card videos with Vogel what all that establishes is kind of that Tanya's ending is the true ending, except that it didn't happen that way, because Shinnok couldn't blow Liu Kang up. Liu Kang beat his ass.
Tanya's ending is how Liu Kang starts the fight with Shinnok,
Yes.
not how it concludes.
Yeah, Tanya's ending is true right up until Liu Kang explodes, and that doesn't happen.
Sidestepped.
Yeah. Sindel. In the graveyard.
And
I would have put her in the church, but the graveyard's also appropriate.
I would have put Rain here if he's not already, and I would have absolutely put Sindel in the temple.
Yeah, actually, where is Rain? Let's check. Not in the graveyard. Rain is not in the graveyard.
Rain should be in the graveyard, you know?
I was told Rain was in the graveyard.
Someone lied in Mortal Kombat? Alright.
Okay. Former Queen of Edenia, widow of King Jared, and mother of Princess Kitana. Sindel took her own life rather than serve as Shao Kahn's wife in the aftermath of Outworld conquering her realm. Shao Kahn had other plans for her, and millennia later she would be the key to Shao Kahn's invasion of Earth. Yeah, that's the gist of it.
You just take a moment to appreciate the fact that a summary of Sindel was no longer than one paragraph and is absolutely correct. Because I'm appreciating it.
I am a little bit surprised that Scott's lore contact at NRS, whoever that may be, didn't force him to lie and say she didn't kill herself.
I think they know they messed up there.
I would hope, but I think that guy doesn't have a history of admitting when he's wrong.
Former Queen of Edenia. Oh, you moved.
Yeah. Former Queen of Edenia.
Former Queen of Edenia, widow of King Jared, and mother of Princess Kitana, Sindel took her own life rather than serve as Shao Kahn's wife in the aftermath of Outworld conquering her realm. Shao Kahn had other plans for her, and millennia later, she would be the key to Shao Kahn's invasion of Earth.
I did already read that.
You did. I'm a Did you?
Yes.
Ugh, I'm tired. I am tired.
Look, we're old
I have to go
now.
out and edit that out. So anyway,
At
right
Shao
away,
Kahn's command. Go ahead.
Hang on. There is a little bit of a detail that's missing here.
What's that?
The fact that the Mythologies manual says that Shao Kahn keeps control of her soul to intimidate Kitana with over the course of the years. It's a footnote, but it's something.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt that little tidbit kind of plays funny with the idea of Kitana not knowing Khan is, like, when did she find out Khan isn't her real father, and how loyal to him is she, and how long does she pretend to not be loyal? Like, does he need an incentive to hang over her head when we're, trying to pretend that, she just follows his orders because she thinks she's his daughter?
Well, the Mythologies booklet calls it a constant reminder of his power. Maybe she grew up hearing lies about dear old mom.
I don't know.
Either way, it certainly frames her as being scared of her dad to some degree.
Sure. At Shao Kahn's command, Shang Tsung travels to Earthrealm and resurrects Sindel. A corrupted soul calls out for her husband, which Shao Kahn uses as pretense for crossing over to Earth. Once the merging of the realms begins, Sindel is kept in Shao Kahn's fortress, protected by her bodyguard Shiva. Kitana manages to find and defeat her, freeing her from Shao Kahn's control. Sindel then returns to Edenia with Kitana and Jade to rebuild her realm.
Okay, so I know a lot of people have problems, or people think that people have problems, with the whole aspect of Sindel and the marriage with Shao Kahn being, since she's his bride, ergo his property, as some people like to read it, that's what enables him to go and claim her as property. So I like the way that Scott's phrased this here.
Yeah.
Her corrupted soul calls out for her husband. It kind of sidesteps that angle and just says that it specifies it's about the union, It's about it's about what her soul has been made to believe the union is about.
I mean, I guess the weird thing about it is the idea that the Elder Gods, who are, cosmic beings that live outside of the universe and usually ignore mortal dealings, that these guys respect the sanctity of marriage so much that if your wife is in the wrong realm, they'll let you go get her, even though you're, even though Shao Kahn is an evil guy who has been specifically forbidden from traveling to other realms. They're like, okay, well,
wonder what space dragons have brought together.
It's just kind of weird that, I mean, in the real world, marriage is considered a religious ceremony. But religion is a very weird thing. And it's like, why does God care about that sort of thing? Is a question I would have of any religion, fictional or real.
Coming for me.
I don't know.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out that I really appreciated the phrasing of this.
Yeah, it's poetic.
Yeah, that's the word, poetic.
Yeah. All right.
Did you look at her ending, or wait? Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Goes back with Jade, and yeah.
I wanna reiterate that I'm disappointed that these use the screenshots from Ultimate instead of the ones from Vanilla that have the cool pictures in them.
I don't remember if we said that earlier, but yes, me too.
Yeah.
That's even they even gave those to the Ultimate regular cast members when Trilogy rolled around.
Yeah, the Trilogy had more of them. Yeah.
They even went to the effort to give Raiden a reused picture too to make his work.
Yeah.
Smoke.
A member of the Lin Kuei.
Wait, hang on. He's in the Was he in the combat too?
He is in the combat. The Living Forest. They put Jade in the forest. Smoke.
I put him in the portal. Toasties. Anyway.
Or Goro's lair.
That's gonna drive me nuts the more I think about it.
He never shows up in the combat tomb in the game. That's a weird decision.
A member of the Lin Kuei. Smoke is a long-time ally and partner to
Wait a minute. Wait,
what?
Some of these pterodactyls are flying backwards. Do you see that?
What?
Look, right there. The one in the top, above the black.
Oh my god.
That pterodactyl is flying backwards.
Oh my god. That's terrible.
Okay. I noticed that. I had to say something. Go ahead with the bio.
Jesus fucking Christ. I can't. There it goes again. A member of the Lin Kuei, Smoke is a longtime ally and partner to the younger Sub-Zero. After helping Sub-Zero reach the Outworld tournament and observing from the shadows, he returns to the Lin Kuei Temple, where he is unwillingly forced to undergo cyber conversion. His first mission as a cyber Lin Kuei is to locate and apprehend or terminate Sub-Zero.
Yeah. I mean, this is all pretty good. I will point out that it's never actually said what Smoke is doing during MK2 because secret characters didn't have bios and endings, and later stuff it's interesting because MK2's Reptile's bio in MK2 says what he was doing during MK1, but the other hidden characters in future games don't get that. So you do kind of
the phrase observing from the shadows.
Yeah,
for him, for Jade, for Noob Saibot.
It makes sense. It is like a deductive leap, but it fits,
Yeah. And he does specify that he helps Sub-Zero reach the Outworld tournament because he's piloting the jet in the MK2 comic.
Yes.
So that's accurate.
Yeah, so we are at least acknowledging that, Smoke provides support to Sub-Zero in his mission to meet Liu Kang, flying the plane that takes them and Kung Lao to Hollywood to meet Johnny Cage. After Sub-Zero leaves for Outworld to participate in the Outworld tournament, Smoke follows to observe and report back to the Lin Kuei Temple. That's, basically, that all makes sense,
Deductive reasoning, that works. I like it.
Yeah. Alright. Ultimate MK3. Smoke returns to the Lin Kuei Temple and is forced to undergo conversion into a cyber Lin Kuei. Now known as Unit LK7T2, his first mission is to assist Sector and Cyrax in terminating Sub-Zero. Yeah, so... correct.
Accurate.
Do we want to talk about the non-canon bullshit ending for Human Smoke in Ultimate?
A non-canon bullshit ending, which is nonsense.
Yeah. Winning the tournament enables Smoke to escape his artificial body. He then devotes his
How?
life to...
It's not a tournament.
No, we're not going to talk about it. When you win the tournament, a magic wish, fucking Calypso from Twisted Metal shows up to grant your fucking wish.
I am Calypso, and I thank you for competing in Mortal Kombat. Here's whatever you want.
Yeah. He then devotes his life to study the fighting skills of his counterpart ninjas, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile. Without warning, Smoke once again vanishes. He retreats into the hidden forest to continue his study and will remain there until he has perfected the skills of the remaining ninjas and can compete in Mortal Kombat 4? Why?
It's like picturing him sitting there with like a notepad. Because I guess at the time, someone, I'm guessing maybe Ed, literally saw him as a move thief because he was using Scorpion's moves.
Yeah, he only uses Scorpion's moves. He doesn't use the moves of the other ninjas. Why would you suggest that he's going to become Chameleon?
Just sitting there with a notepad, watching Scorpion Sub-Zero fight, watching Reptile fight. I can use that one. Nonsense.
This does not make fucking sense.
Never did.
Now here's the weird thing. Ultimate and Trilogy has two separate entries. I think Smoke is the only one this happens for.
So yeah, this is a copy-paste of his Trilogy ending, pretty much, which specifies that he's...
Smoke was a lethal assassin working for the Lin Kuei, but when they decided to automate their ninjas, Smoke was caught in the middle. He became a cyborg assassin whose human form would exist as a memory forevermore. Yeah,
Yep.
It's basically the same text. So...
two things
this dumbass ending would be replaced with this ending. Before his transformation into a cybernetic assassin, Smoke was one of the Lin Kuei's finest ninja. It was during this time that he came to know his greatest ally, Sub-Zero. When the Lin Kuei decide to automate their warriors, the two attempt to escape. While Sub-Zero successfully eluded capture, Smoke did not. He would become a robotic nightmare, his soul trapped inside a living machine. In his human form, Smoke was a fierce warrior. In his mechanical body, he is even more lethal. But his true form is that of a human, one he'll know again only in dreams. So the purpose of this ending, which replaced the other ending, is just to reiterate, Human Smoke is non-canon. He can't go back. He's a robot now. This is how it is.
I do like how there's so much text there, they barely managed to fit it onto the screen.
Oh yeah, it's like scrolling down and we're cutting it off at the bottom.
If I remember right, it actually appears in a more complete and visible form in the PlayStation version. I think this is actually from the N64 I don't know. I have to recheck.
It might be.
I know they appear different. But there are two things I wanted to point out while we're talking about Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is, I know that, in collusion with Sector's bio, it is possible to look at Smoke's further developments in Deception as him just, coming into confrontation with the forces of Shao Kahn. Now we know...
These two blocks of text don't follow up on what happens to him during the game. They're just the prologue.
I think that once we get to Sub-Zero's section, it does tell us that he reunites with Smoke or whatnot. We'll see once we get there.
Yeah.
But obviously, we don't bring up the fact that at the end of MK3, whatever it was that happened to him during the invasion,
Yeah.
he gets taken by Shao Kahn's forces and carted off as a war trophy.
Yes.
Can't forget perception, so that's absent here. Sucks, but
But again, it happened.
I know that
it's described in Deception, but it happened during 3. It's the same as the Motaro and Shiva stuff.
Exactly. So that should be here. There is that.
Something
and I don't know
should
about
be
you,
here.
But I have
more than nothing.
Yes. I have always believed that Sub-Zero did get through the smoke, and he does help him fight off Cyrax and Sector.
Yes, I think the thing that makes the most sense is to take the endings and the Deception bio as both having happened, that Sub-Zero does get him to break his programming and fight alongside the Earth Warriors. And it's while fighting with the Earth Warriors that the Outworlders deactivate him and take him as a trophy. That's what makes the most sense, yeah.
You could, if you wanted to, look at it like a Sector thing where he interprets all Outworld forces as threats, but no, I have always believed he and Sub-Zero reunite, and Sub-Zero does get through to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's woefully incomplete to me.
So these go to the same page. That's a nice touch, actually.
It is.
Same thing as Noob Saibot and Bihan. But now we're on Sonya. Sonya Blade.
A no-nonsense soldier and born leader. Lieutenant Sonya Blade serves in the U.S. Special Forces under Major Jackson Briggs. Her pursuit of the Black Dragon criminal Kano led her to the Mortal Kombat tournament, where she went from serving her country to fighting for her entire realm.
Yeah. I don't know if I would describe her as a born leader, given that they kind of failed to mention in this block of text that she got her unit killed.
I mean, that wasn't really her fault, but...
Not really, but, so let me read the block. Sonya Blade and her team pursue notorious criminal Kano to Shang Tsung's island, where they are all taken prisoner. Shang Tsung forces Sonya to compete in the tournament, else the sorcerer would kill her teammates. Allying with Liu Kang and Johnny Cage, she fights in the tournament, defeating Kano in their match. After Liu Kang defeats Shang Tsung, the sorcerer takes both Sonya and Kano as prisoners back to Outworld. Now, we did mention it when we were talking about Kano, that that's not exactly how they ended up prisoners in Outworld, but it's, skimming over, it's close enough.
It's an abbreviation. It's okay.
I want to point out, Sonya did not win the tournament, therefore, he did kill her teammates.
Yeah, this is being glossed over, but they're all dead.
Yeah. You will notice there's not a unit of soldiers being freed from the dungeon when we see the end of the tournament in the comic books. Those motherfuckers are dead.
Yep.
Anyway, Mortal Kombat 2. Taken prisoner by Shang Tsung, Sonya is chained up and put on display in Shao Kahn's Coliseum. Upon Liu Kang's defeat of Shao Kahn in the Outworld tournament, Jax manages to release Sonya. They are, however, unable to capture Kano as the criminal frees himself and flees. Sonya returns with Jax to report to their superiors at the Pentagon. Which brings us to MK3. After failing to convince her superiors of the Outworld threat, Sonya makes preparations for an impending attack. See, we're acknowledging now that she does know Outworld's going to invade. She finds herself protected when Shao Kahn scours the planet of human life. During the invasion, Sonya battles Kano atop a skyscraper, ultimately throwing him off the roof. In the aftermath of Shao Kahn's defeat, she and Jax are tapped by the military to form the Outer World Investigation Agency. So yeah.
And nice, complete, referencing things that we only found out in Deadly Alliance, but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, she did throw Kano off that roof. What happened after that, we don't get to talk about. Apparently Shiva rescued. That's not how it fucking happened.
Nope.
I don't even understand why say Shiva did it instead of saying Motaro did it, because it changes nothing.
Exactly, nothing at all. Shit bothers me.
After capturing Jarek, the last member of the Black Dragon, Sonya is called away by Jax to investigate a meteor landing somewhere near China. Once there, she meets up with the other Earthrealm warriors and helps protect Fujin from Netherrealm demons. Learning of the invasion of Edenia, she joins the others in traveling to that world to stop Shinnok. After Shinnok is defeated, Jarek attempts to escape. Their fight ends with Sonya throwing Jarek off a cliff to his presumed death. We talked about this. We don't have to go back into it.
This a great deal. She sidestepped. He went over. He threw her over. Jax throwed up. Jax threw him off the cliff. She was fine somehow. Moving on.
Stryker. A guy who's
Stryker
on the street who actually makes sense being on the street.
Where was Sonya?
Sonya's in the palace gates. I guess that makes some sense. It's an MK1 stage, and she's an MK1 character.
Looks nice at night.
Yeah, I find it interesting that this rendering of the palace gates has courtyard monks in it.
It adds atmosphere, a little something.
It's almost like they sort of created a new stage out of pieces
Very moving
of
them.
Yeah. Anyway, Curtis Stryker would tell you that he's a normal, everyday police officer. As part of a riot control squad, he was working to quell panic after Shao Kahn opened his portal. As the lone survivor of his city, he now fights to save his world as a chosen warrior. Pretty bare bones.
Doesn't specify that he's in New York.
No.
That's an admirable summary.
It's fine. After Shao Kahn opens his portal, Stryker attempts to keep order in his city with his riot control squad. Fairly quickly, Stryker finds everyone around him vanishing until he is the only survivor. He receives a vision from Raiden, directing him to a rendezvous location. There, he meets Earth's other chosen fighters and learns of Shao Kahn and Outworld. Once Shao Kahn is defeated, Stryker returns to protect his city. Yeah, that's the basic gist of it.
Yep, nothing special.
I've always found it kind of amusing that in the Armageddon trading card bio for Stryker, it says that he never finds out why he's one of the chosen ones. Like, he just never learns what makes him special. Why did you pick me? They have no answer for him.
Not irreconcilable with the events as they're presented in 3.
No,
he probably will spend a lifetime wondering why him.
Yeah. I mean,
why do you think?
What is special about Stryker? What if you had a gun?
What if you had a gun?
I have to imagine every member of that riot control squad had a gun. So why this guy instead of all the others? I guess it's
because he's got heart and a backward step.
He has the untapped potential to unlock his key and have to be one of Earth's strongest fighters or whatever.
Only people who unlock their key can do dashing 67% juggle combos.
I guess, he's got to be some kind of superhuman athlete, like MK2 Jax minus the shockwaves.
Yep.
We never, what is Stryker's training regime? What's his life like outside of the Riot Brigade? Is he like how many martial arts has he studied?
He just literally spends all day just training with guns, training with batons. I'm sure those grenades are not SWAT issue. This is the man who cares. Maybe a bit too much. That's why he was chosen.
So yeah, I guess the fact that he has no idea why he was chosen and that I'm just a regular guy, leave me out of this shit. That's why Stryker doesn't really come back in any game until Armageddon. He just returns to his old job and lives a normal life. Like, yeah, that was a weird thing that happened. Anyway.
I like to pretend he became commissioner. I do.
Commissioner Stryker.
Commissioner Stryker.
Gonna light the Cabal signal.
Ah!
Just a spotlight that pair of hook swords
it's just it's the outline of the mask.
Yeah.
All right.
So we looked
You've
at
done this already.
Sub-Zero 2. The younger brother of the original. Yeah. The younger brother of the original Sub-Zero. This Lin Kuei assassin took his brother's name and title after his murder at the hands of Scorpion. Joining Earth's warriors in the Outworld tournament, Sub-Zero would eventually renounce the Lin Kuei entirely and be marked for death for not agreeing to undergo conversion into a soulless cyborg. We've put him on the Pit 2. That's an MK2 stage. I think...
I like this, actually.
Is he the only guy who's on the Pit 2? I think there was one other character, but I can't remember.
In any case, it works.
Yeah. After his brother's death at the Mortal Kombat tournament, Sub-Zero meets with Liu Kang and Kung Lao to find answers. When Shang Tsung challenges Liu Kang to join the Outworld tournament, Sub-Zero agrees to fight for Earthrealm and travels with the others to Outworld. While there, he meets Scorpion, who declares himself Sub-Zero's protector as penance for his brother's death. He did not declare that. Sub-Zero has no idea. After Liu Kang's defeat of Shao Kahn, Sub-Zero returns to the Lin Kuei Temple. You know, I do notice that we're not mentioning Kuai Liang. His real reason for attending the tournament was to finish his brother's mission, like he's still trying to assassinate Shang Tsung for money.
To be very fair, Sub-Zero has probably more going on.
Yeah, it's a multi-layered thing by this point.
All of this.
He's like, I'm taking the mission as a reason to leave the temple and investigate his brother's death. That's what's really going on. And then it's also once he knows about the tournament, it's also about saving the world, you know? Because Kuai Liang is not selfish like his brother. He actually cares about good guy shit.
I think this is a really good summary.
Yeah, it's really all you need. I mean, they do mention, travel to the Outworld to again attempt to assassinate Shang Tsung. So if you just click down and read these, you get the whole picture anyway.
I mean, you can read that as, it is believed he went to go assassinate Shang Tsung.
That's fair.
It's really because he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. Anyway, returning to the Lin Kuei Temple, a horrified Sub-Zero finds the clan has begun converting its members into soulless cyborgs. He escapes, scarred and marked for death, and is pursued by Sector, Cyrax, and Smoke. During the Outworld invasion, he joins the other Earth warriors in attacking Shao Kahn's base of operations. Once Shao Kahn is defeated by Liu Kang and Earth returns to normal, Sub-Zero disappears into the shadows once more. I wanna give this block of text kudos for making sure to mention that he got the scar while escaping the Lin Kuei, because this has been a point of debate since the game came out, because the game never specifically mentions how he got the scar and leaves it as a mystery. But even
some people out there actually say marked for death literally means we're gonna scar your face. Okay, 10-minute head start.
Yeah, that's actually marked for death as a figure of speech and does not mean that a mark was carved on him. But Tobias on Twitter,
specify that, but
Tobias on Twitter has specified, like, yes, it was meant to be an injury he got while escaping. It's not Scorpion didn't do it, Kung Lao didn't do it, which is what happens in special Shaolin monks. It was in fact Sector or Cyrax during a battle just happened to slice across his face. Anyway,
you know, it sounds ridiculous, but I actually did bring up the fact that the other day on Digital Eclipse's Discord, I had to tell someone Shaolin Monks is not the way you want to go when looking for an accurate depiction of MK2.
Yeah,
they were like, really? Why not? People out there don't know this shit, man.
Have you played Shaolin Monks? You kill everybody.
Are you okay?
Literally, the entire cast of Mortal Kombat 2 dies in Shaolin Monks. I promise you that didn't happen.
I mean, I don't know why you have to look harder.
Also,
there's a tournament in this one. That's what the story is about, and this is not a tournament. This is about two people misguided into going around murdering people.
Yeah. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 4. Sub-Zero and the other Earthrealm warriors find Fujin attacked by Netherrealm demons at a meteor crash site. Telling the others of his brother's experiences with Quan Chi and Shinnok, Sub-Zero joins the other warriors to free Edenia. In Sindel's palace, Scorpion confronts and defeats Sub-Zero, blaming him for the murder of Scorpion Clan. Sub-Zero vehemently denies this, after which Quan Chi arrives and admits he was the true murderer. As Sub-Zero watches, Scorpion drags Quan Chi back to the deepest planes of the Netherrealm. Now, I do want to mention two things here. So, all of these Mortal Kombat 4 summaries have mentioned the meteor. Fujin's body was the meteor. There's no actual meteor. I just want to, like, make that clear, because they kind of don't. Everybody thought it was a meteor. It was Fujin falling out of the heavens because he's fighting demons.
That can be phrased a little bit better, yes.
Yeah. So, the other thing is that if you look down here, and it's explored a little bit in the comic as well, just a touch. What Sub-Zero is supposed to be doing during Mortal Kombat 4 is, like, retracing his brother's footsteps. Like, Bi-Han was able to beat Quan Chi and Shinnok by doing this, this, and this during Mythologies. So I'm gonna try that too. I'm gonna, like, sneak behind enemy lines to take out Quan Chi and Shinnok the same way my brother did. Which suggests that Kuai Liang didn't go to Edenia, he went to the Nether Realm. So this block of text does not say that. But MK4 being as vague as it is, I can see why...
You can't blame Scott for not...
Yeah, Scott chose to fill in the blanks with just, oh, he just went with the rest of them because that's how the comic book ends. Yeah. Yeah. And that, you know, the Firewell is probably in the Netherrealm, right? Even though this is the non-canon ending, I still think that the Firewell is where this fight should have taken place instead of Goro's lair.
Look, like, unless Quan and Shinnok did some serious damage and some serious redecorating in Edenia, the place has to be in the Netherrealm.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this shit. You can kind of see the developers' faces in the wall. Like, I can make out,
like, if you turn the rendering all the way to, like, 4x, you can, like, make out Ed, and you can make out Dad and John. They're all in there.
This is inverted, like flying a plane, so give me a second. But yes, you can see Ed Boon. I can make out Steve Barron.
I do miss the days of gratuitous developer background cameos.
Yeah. So anyway.
So I needed some revision, that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are we at the end?
This is the last character. We're finally at the end. To the people of Edenia. Tanya is the benevolent daughter of Queen Sindel's ambassador to other realms. In reality, she will selfishly do anything to ensure her own well-being, including entering into the service of the fallen elder god Shinnok.
That about covers it. I like that we've emphasized the fact that she's all about, like, self-sufficiency, looking out for number one.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
The thing is that if you just kind of take this at face value, it suggests that, like, Shinnok was going to invade Edenia with or without her, and she took his side to survive. But he couldn't have invaded Edenia without her, so she kind of kicked things off. She
have to know that.
Chose to ally with Quan Chi apropos of nothing. So, Tanya brings Quan Chi to Edenia under the guise of sheltering refugees from a war-torn realm. Once Quan Chi summons his portal and Shinnok emerges, Tanya joins the Netherrealm forces in helping subdue Sindel and disrupt any resistance. Once the Earthrealm warriors enter Sindel's castle, Tanya attempts to separate Liu Kang from the others, but fails. So what we're kind of glossing over here is that Tanya pretends to be on the good guy's side. Like, that's how she attempts to separate Liu Kang from the others. Is that the whole game MK4, the whole game MK4 presents her as being, like, basically the same character as Jade. Like, she's a good guy from Edenia who's trying to join their forces to defeat Shinnok and save her realm. And then in her ending, she reveals, I was on their side all along. Now, the problem here is this needs patched, and Digital Clips already knows about this and is working on it. This picture's not from Tanya's ending.
To reiterate Tanya's buyout, which actually really heavily backs up the MK4 comic, As the daughter of Edenia's ambassador to New Realms, Tanya invites a group of refugees fleeing their own world into the safety of Edenia. But soon after Queen Snell allows them through the portal, she learns that one of the warriors is none other than the banished elder god Shinnok. The portal leads into the pits of the Netherrealm itself, and the once free realm of Edenia is now at the mercy of Shinnok.
Yeah.
So her bio outlines the fact that she invites the refugees in.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give away her guilt.
No, it doesn't say that she knew or not. Like, she could have been taken by surprise by the refugees turning out to be Netherrealmers also. We don't know that yet.
It is intentionally ambiguous.
Yeah. And then in her ending, she's leading Liu Kang to free Katana from the dungeons, and she leads Liu into a trap, and she's like, haha, I was with the bad guys all along, and that's when you find out.
You're basically meant to assume that all throughout MK4, she's been presumably sent as a red herring to mess with their plans.
Yeah.
Kind of the way Jade in Annihilation the movie is.
Yes.
She is that character.
Yes. But yeah, they gotta fix this picture.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Oh, I filed a bug about Katana's bio having a typo of Outworld instead of Cryptrealm in it. See if they fix it. They said that they'd bring it up with NRS.
Alright.
I did my part to help.
That's all of them. That's the whole thing.
Only took us, what, 5 hours? We're good at what we do.
This is a long-ass video, my friend.
Well, welcome back to The Lost. See you next time. Razor, if you don't give me the art assets for the third Sindel episode, it will result in the final destruction of the tournament and the Battle of the Sands. So if you want to avoid whatever the fuck that is, give me the shit.
I'm working on it, alright? It's only been a month. That video came out 2 months ago?
Something like that. I feel like that's danger territory.
Yeah. Well, it'll be out soon. I just need to finish the thumbnail.
Just saying. You know who to yell at if you want it.
It is my fault. Sindel episode 3 is done except for the thumbnail. It'll be out soon.
Bingo.
But yeah, so that was our fact check of the combatant section of the crypt of the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
Once again, no shade to Scott. He did a magnificent job.
No, he did the best he could with the limitations imposed.
I'm sure either one of us, had we been given this task, would have forgotten some stuff here or there. Notwithstanding that, even. It's a very difficult puzzle to put together.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I'd have forgotten anything, but I think there would have been some arguments with what we can and can't include. Because obviously that's what we've been doing this whole video.
I really, really, really can't believe I live in a world where I'm looking at Meat's face in a roster picture.
Look at this.
And there's no Chameleon, Lady Chameleon at all.
Look at this handsome dude.
It's beautiful. I love that they went through the effort. It's so good. It looks legit. I don't know if they made that from scratch or what. I don't think I've ever seen this before, but it looks good.
Yeah, I do. I actually wonder what. I assume that they just took a picture of the model at the highest possible resolution.
Either way, kudos.
Maybe they made it. Maybe it's edited from. Because the assets in MK4, you can see over here on the left how pixelated that skull is.
Yes.
They had to have photoshopped this together. This has to be made from scratch or something.
Maybe it's better that we don't know.
Maybe
it's mystery meat.
Mystery meat.
But
yeah,
all right,
good times. Good times.
Good times. I don't know if I've said this on the record, but 50-something hours in MKLK. I know they're going through some tough times trying to get those lobbies together, and the gamer populace being what it is, people are always going down their throats for it, for stuff like Trilogy,
I mean,
64 and Gold not being included.
They've already patched quite a few things since it came out. I, for one, am thankful for the one-button fatalities being added to the arcade playable.
I'm a masochist. I like to do it the hard way, but like...
I mean, I can do it the hard way, but I can't do Liu Kang's dragon in 4 for some reason. It just won't work.
I'll have to go check that one out later.
Yeah, it involves like hitting two buttons at the same time at the end or something like that. It won't go. For me,
I don't
anyway.
blame anyone for like for the fatalities in 4 because there's some nonsense inputs.
Yeah. I always played it with the one-button fatalities on the home consoles anyway. I'm lazy. That's how I roll.
I actually haven't remembered up until now to verify whether fighting Noob Saibot via combat go was possible in the arcade version, or if that was a PlayStation and home version thing. I'm gonna go check that out after we're done here.
I think it was in the arcades.
Me too.
The vanilla one where it's Kano's model.
That's MK3.
Oh, you mean in 4?
I'm talking MK4.
I don't think Noob Saibot's in Arcade 4. I think that's a home exclusive.
Might be. I mean, I thought that like the extra costumes were an arcade thing too. At least the first one that they all got, but that's apparently just home version.
Yeah, no, like Tuxedo Johnny and Biker Kai, those are home version. There's a lot of MK4 that's only on the home consoles.
Makes the ache worse.
Yeah.
It's like a knife.
Yeah, hopefully one day they can give us PSX MK4.
I really hope that the game does well enough to justify it. I'm really happy with what we got so far. Little hitches and problems notwithstanding.
Yeah.
It's not even Christmas.
But that wraps it up for this episode of The Lost. So we will see you later, nerds.
Have a nice day.